nothing risk, then nothing gain. Take a risk or lose the chance. And if your why doesn't make you cry, then the price of success will probably be too high. But realize, your mind is like a t-shirt. When it stretch, it never go back to its original size. So just try. We all wanna get in big rooms for what we pursuing, but the biggest room in the world is room for improvement.
Wanna have, girls just wanna have.
I fuck with y'all little podcast.
Just another podcast.
We have two useful women over here.
I don't use.
Yeah, she right.
All right, let me introduce the pod first. Episode 136.
I'm sorry.
Shout out to all my YouTube viewers, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. If you're on Spotify, make sure you answer the question, interact with the polls or whatever you're doing on there.
Pause.
POLLS. Jesus, you can't say poll in here without somebody getting weird. Everybody on TikTok, we love y'all over there. And I got young Matt behind the camera. Liddy's on the couch.
What about
V's
Instagram?
on the couch. Huh?
What about Instagram? Oh, you only fuck with TikTok because them niggas.
They rolling with me on the TikTok.
They love you over there.
Yeah, anyway, I got 6, like the number.
My name is Nikki.
From Grams and Snow podcast. For everybody asking me where they at, she's right here.
Hi,
Yeah,
friend.
look at Hey, and Chris Featherston. Welcome to the Chris Featherston podcast. Make sure you say the Featherston. And I'm your host, the people's champ. Also, what they've been calling me on TikTok, Baldy with the glasses.
That's funny.
They like, Baldy with the glasses, love demeaning women. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. What the hell y'all talking about on there, man?
Came in very hot.
Nah, man, they be on there talking crazy. Cause go to the gym and tell me that I'm lying. Cause the women in the comments told y'all I'm not lying. But anyway, neither here nor there.
Yeah.
Where are we starting today?
They did do that.
V said in the group chat that Ciara's dress had him in a frenzy.
So we're starting with the cheeks.
When somebody says you got us, they got him in a frenzy online. When I read that, I was like, what? A frenzy? Like sharks? It's blood in the water.
Rasp.
Guys, I'm about to die. Let's talk about
were
Ciara's
attacking.
dress real quick. I'm gonna put it on the screen somewhere for y'all to see. Oh, and make sure y'all, hold on, like my baby say.
Like, subscribe, hit the bell. Hit the bell.
When you put the
Never heard that. Oh.
Oh, yeah, great.
when you put the picture on the video, make sure you do the one of her turned around. That's the best.
I got you. I'll put both of them on there. So Ciara, see-through dress. It had the internet in a frenzy. V, tell us about it.
Well, at least it was trending that her dress was inappropriate for her to be wearing since she's a wife. And is that what a wife's supposed to be wearing? And then some people was like, her and Russell just left from doing volunteer work at a jail. Now she's wearing no clothes.
Are you talking about the dress for the Oscars party?
Yes,
Okay.
which
The
was
Vanity Fair party.
the Vanity Fair party that had a theme. And I think the dress she was wearing was by Dolce & Gabbana, the similar dress that Beyonce was wearing at her gold party. But Ciara's was like a big uproar. I think it's probably because this whole idea about her and Russell being like this wholesome family and that she's the ideal wife and all these things. But I think a lot of people forget these are entertainers.
That's true too.
They're not regular people.
Yeah.
She didn't do nothing that hasn't been done before, right? The uproar was because the dress was fucking ugly. It didn't work. It did not look good on her. It didn't. Because when anybody else did it, like Kim's done it, obviously. Beyonce did it, right?
And it was another
Beyonce
great.
did it the same night.
yeah.
Right.
In
She
gold,
was.
though.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't giving
And she's
what it
Beyonce.
was supposed to give.
Well, honey, that's,
Beyonce could show up in a beach towel and it would be the
Yeah,
greatest
that's
thing
not
ever.
fair.
So yeah,
Right.
that's not a fair
you
comparison.
can't compare.
It was
Of course,
another
but
young
it-
lady, the one that played on Queen and Slim, the main actor. She wore one, and it was sheer too, but you couldn't see as much. But it was beautiful. But nobody really talked about that because you couldn't see like directly through. It was sheer, more sheer than anything.
I think people harp on Ciara because of who they have assigned Ciara to be in their head. Not who she said she was, but because they have decided that she's this super wholesome Christian lady, and how they view wholesome women, it jars them to see her dressed like women they know.
Is that because of her or is it more because of who
They've
she's
assigned
with?
it in their head. And probably they think Russell's corny. They think, oh, he's dating a wholesome woman.
Yeah.
What's unwholesome about it? Like her puss wasn't facing the fucking
Puss. Whoa.
right? Like,
Thank you. Thank you.
No, when she says it and you
keep
say
that
it, same
energy.
reaction.
Keep that same energy
Gross.
word.
Use a
right,
different
like,
word.
It wasn't like she was like outside just like with her vagina out. Like, she was at a Vanity Fair party.
That's gonna be next though.
And the theme, I mean, even if it is, it's her and Russell's.
Yeah, of course.
They're cool with it. It's their
Of course.
business. Like,
Okay.
and it's something they've assigned people.
Is it
in
their
head.
business though? It's our business.
Ciara has been out here dressed like a whore her entire career.
Whoa.
Oh, see, there you go.
Her entire career.
So
y'all decided it was different
So?
when she got married.
Let me ask you.
To Russell, because she's been married before.
Right.
To whom?
Future.
She
Was it?
wasn't married. She was engaged.
I don't know, man.
No,
Okay,
they
whatever.
weren't married.
Bro, you first of all, y'all know I don't care about none of these celebrities like that.
Right.
This did not have me in a
See why I said
frenzy.
you was lying?
No, I didn't say it had me in a frenzy. It actually made me.
see why
I
said
didn't even
she
know
was
you was-
lying?
What am I lying about?
Said she was married to Future with confidence.
On my fault. I thought they got married. My
Oh,
bad.
that's
my bad.
ignorance, though.
Yeah, I'm ignorant to that
That's
because that's how
ignorance.
much I don't care.
Still a lot of.
And if I was
She
thinking
coming
of,
for you, bro.
that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
That's crazy.
That's fine.
You are a fibber.
When I think of, shut up, Chris. When I think of a wife on a celebrity status, regal, I think of Savannah James. And I don't think Savannah gets enough.
applaud,
and I don't think
applaud,
Savannah
applaud.
gets enough love out here.
Thank you. Man.
No, I think from the more people are going to talk about the Ciaras, the Kim Kardashians, the Beyoncés. They overlook Savannah, and I actually
She's beautiful.
I love.
I'm gonna come to her.
You don't know.
aid.
See, look,
I
because
gotta
I feel like
look, she got to Google who Savannah
I feel like
James
no,
is.
that's
what
the
I'm
reason.
saying.
No,
That's what I'm talking
Dame,
about.
that's the reason
You
why
know
she doesn't
you
get the
know
love
Savannah
because
James.
she doesn't
I
give
might,
us
huh?
a
You
whole
just
bunch of
didn't
things to
know.
talk
Yeah, who the
about.
fuck
That's
is
the
that?
whole
That's
reason. why we
LeBron
don't-
James's wife.
The most beautiful lady in the world.
Yo,
Okay.
she is.
Listen,
I love her.
I don't watch basketball. I don't give a fuck about
Neither
LeBron
do I.
either.
But you know what? She just started popping out because she only thing they knew her about is
People
being
discovered that she
courtside,
fine,
and
that's
that's
why.
his wife.
I've been on
She was
Twitter.
never like a
Pause.
what do you call it?
No
the word.
pause, nigga. I have been on.
Yes,
Twitter.
yes, or like out in the
minds her fucking
limelight.
business.
But I think this is the first time she's really starting to pop out, and people realizing like, who is that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Outside of LeBron James, and like I think you were saying, Kadeem, like a lot of men doesn't give props to that. They only point out everything that's wrong with all the other women. They don't give the props to the actual women out there that are like still. I think she's just being herself. She's just not into it. She might not even have a problem with Ciara dress, but that's something she wouldn't do.
She gets praise on my
That's not her.
timeline, but that's because of the people I surround myself with.
Yeah, I was
I
about to say,
think-
yeah.
I think-
But I was saying the masses.
I
The
think,
Lydias, they got to Google her. That's wild.
I think that's just a measure of a wife, though, to leave stuff up to assumption or make people be mysterious and things like that. That's a wife's job. That's how you protect your overall family. When you're
No, hold on. Nikki's making faces.
when you're as blatant and as out front and open all the time, that's putting your family in harm's way ultimately. I'm sorry, I don't care what nobody says. Because then when you dress naked online, what do? You attract the weirdos. Then what do weirdos do? As we see in this day and age, niggas will pull up. They pull up on everybody. So what happens when Ciara dresses naked? She attracts the weirdos. Somebody pulls up on Ciara. Russ has to punch somebody. Then he punches the wrong person or he gets a lawsuit or whatever. Ultimately, it's a long-term play to be the mysterious woman or the not as outspoken and is crazy all the time naked woman. There's a play there. There's a tack there. But again, let people do what they want. The mature take for me would be Russ was there with her. That's his wife. That's the woman he chooses to be with. Hey, good for them. But I do think there's things that people don't really see when it comes to what we say as far as, this is what a wife is and this doesn't really look like a wife. I think there's a reason for that kind of stuff. But go ahead.
I think another question would be is, if it's a theme and Savannah chose to wear that dress, why did these women choose to wear those other dresses? Like you could have.
Oh, she was there?
Yeah, she was there.
Oh, she won't naked?
No,
So she didn't have to go with the thing.
That's why I said, like, even them as a couple, you have to ask yourself,
Damn.
when you knew the theme and you chose which one you wanted to go with, what was the thought behind why did you choose that one specifically? Like, and it doesn't have anything like why didn't you choose this one, but it's like,
So
why did you choose that?
What you telling me is another black woman chose to respect her husband over the so-called event of a white-owned company.
Her breathing.
That's
you
crazy.
gotta speak.
That's wild. So y'all have a choice?
They're having a conversation.
Or it could be that she chose. She just was not. She didn't feel comfortable wearing that regardless.
No, I think hey, have you seen that woman? I think she's comfortable. If I just had to guess, I think she's comfortable
No, I'm
with her
saying
body.
Savannah
I
wouldn't
think a
have
lot
wore
of women
that
dress
even if she
naked to
was
just say,
single.
"Oh, I'm comfortable with myself."
No, I'm
not
saying Savannah.
I'm not speaking to you. I'm just saying a lot of women go out over the top because they think it's a confidence move. They don't really understand the real confidence play. Like, it's not. If I sat on this podcast and talk about my dick size the whole time, what would it look like?
Wow.
Like episode
I mean,
100.
no, I'm asking
It would
y'all.
look
We
like episode
potting.
100.
If I sat here and
Insecure.
said, "Yo, my dick this, my dick that," what kind of energy would it give y'all?
She swear we do that all the time.
It's
No, what kind of
insecure.
energy would it give y'all?
It's little dick. And
Thank you.
it's,
So
it's
for a woman
insecure.
who always needs to be naked and doing this and doing that, what does that give off? Does that give off confident?
I don't think she's
does, huh?
confident.
I think you're equating talking about the size of your phallic member with the idea of whether or not someone gets to choose what they put on and still respect their partner. And I think that's a illogical fallacy. I get the point that you're trying to make, but I just don't think it's a good analogy for another one.
I like
No.
the analogy.
No.
It's a bad analogy.
I think it's a great analogy. I think it's
It
even.
literally
I think
doesn't
it's
follow the
even.
rule-
I
it
think
doesn't
it's.
follow the grammatical rules that make an analogy. That's what I mean. Like, it's actually not a good one.
I think it's better for y'all because it's just about me talking and it's about what she's actually doing.
No. So what is the equivalent of what men can do? Let's start from that.
Okay.
Behavior is behavior. Words are words.
The gray sweatpants. Would you like your man to be walking around with gray sweatpants
Yes,
all the time?
Lord.
Let me tell you something real
Yes.
quick. Let me tell you something real quick. Look right
And y'all-
at me. No.
Go ahead.
Give her close up.
Niggas walking outside in gray sweatpants with no drawers on are fucking sluts.
Okay, so
So
is
what's
Ciara?
the difference?
So what is Ciara?
If I want to free ball in
Come on,
the
say it.
grays,
Say it.
the John Elliott Escobars.
What is Ciara? Give the honest answer too.
Hold on, no,
Come
yeah. Am I a slut? And then Sierra's half naked as she.
Could I see Sierra's vagina? What? Quickly.
I don't know. I got
That's
no
Ciara.
time.
No.
Got it.
I want y'all to know. I'm not gonna know what this
I can
picture
see
looks
her
like until I
ass
put
and
it up for the
You
pod.
would see
I
her
don't know.
ass in a bathing suit.
I'm
You
gonna
would
be-
see.
No, I don't
It's
care.
the same thing that
And you would see,
it-
but you would see
no.
my dick in a bathing suit.
No, you wouldn't. How are
Yes,
you
you
wearing a
would.
bathing suit?
Yes, you would. The same. The same.
speed
No,
bump?
no,
Yeah,
no,
you
no,
nice
no,
and
no,
even
no,
short,
no, no,
short,
no, no,
short.
no,
Come on,
no,
man,
no,
a
no,
little
no. Y'all
flying
gotta
eyes
stop.
out.
Y'all not
Y'all
wearing
gotta
compression
stop.
shorts under your
The
bathing
same.
suits?
I don't
No,
know, it
hold on,
depends
hold
where
on,
I'm at.
hold on. The
Where I'm
same
at with
man,
it.
the same
In
man
Maldives,
that you
no.
could, if you could see that man's dick print through his sweatpants, you're gonna see the dick print through some trunks.
For sure. Especially
what kind of
when I come up out that water. Hold on, no dick clout today. Lydia says she's over.
No, let's just call it like it is. Women get free range. It's okay. Y'all should get free range to do whatever y'all want. Men gotta follow something. Period.
Okay,
But then women want to be respected and all this, that, and the third.
Right.
What do you follow? What are you walking?
I just think it's crazy how it's okay to say, "Hey, guys in gray sweatpants, if you outside with no drawers on, you're." I know, but either way, it would still be okay. If you said it and you meant it with your whole chest, it's okay to call us sluts that way. But if we was like, "Oh, Sierra's a slut," you'd be like, "Oh, you're shaming her for what she's
See,
wearing."
and I'm not even calling.
No, I'm not
her.
saying. I'm just using it as an example in her great analogy because they were the same.
I don't. She doesn't do that stuff like the majority of the time, though. Don't get, bro.
Okay, so what if
feel
I don't
like
cheat the
women should
majority
be
of the
able
time?
to do a pop out.
But Lydia, what if
That's
Lydia?
what
What if
it's
I don't?
called.
What if
A pop out, just to remind
But Lydia,
people
that most of the
one time.
time thing. What if I don't cheat all the time? I just cheat once a year.
That's not equivalent.
Are my bills
No,
paid?
wait. No. We
Am
don't
I
have to
happy?
No, we
And
don't have to
I don't
do
want to
that.
stay on this too long.
We don't have
so
to do
y'all
that
wrap it
because
up.
I think what it boils down to is, let's say that you do cheat once a year. Is your wife okay with it? In the covenant that you
That wouldn't be cheating.
If you in the covenant that you
No,
have
that ain't.
entered with the partner that you have, because all of us talking about it is very strange. Right?
No, that's a
I'm
great
not-
point.
I'm not married to Russell or Sierra. They're both
Right.
stunning.
And you think
that's the
Russell didn't
mature-
see the dress before
Y'all,
they got
that's the- y'all,
outside?
that's the-
it's literally not our
That's the
business,
mature
right?
take. We
But-
already said that. That's their relationship. That's their business.
Right. So I just it's all very
No,
strange
but
when
what
it
you
comes to
said-
how you want to respect other women, and you use this woman who is seemingly, I don't know her or her husband, she could be getting her ass beat at home, I don't know, but he seems to love her very much and dote on her and respect her, and we have decided to use her as a totem for the stuff that we don't like in other people, and then use that as a reason to be mean.
Well, I think the main
to
premise
other
was because
people.
they were comparing them being wives. I guess.
But she is a wife.
And that's what I'm saying.
I want niggas
But
who
the-
sitting at home, not you, clearly you sitting at home with a wife, but I want niggas who be sitting at home and can't get a DM back to stop talking to people about wives.
Okay.
But then I think.
And I
this-
want men to stop telling women how to be wives. You don't know.
And wives
Okay.
are sexy.
Okay.
But
You're a man.
Nikki,
Part of it.
Nikki,
You're
keep,
literally a man.
Nikki,
You
keep,
know how to
keep,
talk to the wife that you want.
Nikki, keep that
Yeah,
same.
but that's how we supposed to talk.
I
Let me
agree
check.
with you.
Keep that
Let me-
same energy
let
when
me
women
talk-
come online
want-
and talk about what makes a
I
husband.
And that was the
I
first
want-
thing I told her in the DM.
And what did I say to you?
You said now she says she doesn't do that, but
No, that's not what I said.
But we
You
should.
said you don't condone it either way.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Y'all, we should be able to collab on what makes a wife and a husband. I don't care
We
what nobody
should.
says.
I agree
Men
with
should have
Chris.
input, and
Collaborate.
women should. Yes,
Collaborate is one
again.
thing, but you're not collaborating
But
right
they're
now.
also, but
You're
they're
shaming,
in those
and that's not
comments.
nice.
But that's not shaming. That's telling the truth.
not nice.
What if we impart a culture, right? What is the culture going to look like? And then what's going to happen when we have to stand on that culture? Because all a culture is boundaries. And like Willie said, if you have the boundary isn't a boundary till you stand on it. So if you have a culture, we establish those boundaries and people step outside those boundaries and we speak on it. It's not shaming.
It's not shaming.
We don't have
that everyone is part of your culture, and they're not.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's not shaming.
It's not shaming.
But I also think just because a nigga took you to the city hall doesn't mean you a wife.
I agree with that.
It doesn't mean that.
Same with her. I say that all the time.
A wife is a wife already.
A behavior.
A wife is walking around here without a ring. There's a lot of wives walking around here without a ring because there's not a lot of husbands walking around.
Unfortunately.
It's a two-sided play.
See how quick it is to be unfortunate. I don't think it's a lot of wives walking around here, like Chris said.
I do.
I don't.
I think there's more than we think. And they just
I
don't
think
get
it's
the
more
time.
of
They just
both
don't
than
get
we
the time
think,
of
but
day.
I
Ciara
don't-
gets the time of day because she's pretty and she's famous.
Just like some of these other
She gets
guys
the
don't have
pick.
time to
But there's
do
other
some
women out there who
girls.
probably, I'm just going to say it like this. There's probably some women out there who would treat Russ better. And I don't care. I don't know them. But I'm just saying there's a lot of women out there who probably would treat him better. He probably don't even know what's good for him. Period.
I don't want to speak on Russ.
I don't care, bro. We hear the pod. If the mature take would be, we're going to keep repeating it. He's there with his wife. That's his business.
Yeah.
Do y'all want to end the topic? Or we're going
Soon.
to talk about
Well,
it?
don't
No, I'm talking about.
I'm getting yelled at.
You're not getting
No,
yelled at.
I'm just
See, look,
talking.
Oh,
you're not getting
I'm just
yelled at.
I'm just
messing.
talking.
I'm just
baby.
messing.
Like, it's not my minute.
And I'm trying to be more refined. I'm going to be more refined. I'm sorry.
Nah, man, cook up. I like
More
aggressive
right.
Chris.
I got y'all. I'm going to be more
I
refined.
like when Chris is ready to
More
go at
poised.
some stuff.
Cooking.
Wow.
No, but I would rather my wife represent me how Savannah does.
Can I ask y'all a question?
But I think,
Oh, good.
And that's
but I
for
think
me.
Even and nothing's wrong with that, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Because I wouldn't wear the dress. I don't have
was
the body.
ugly.
I don't have the
Why?
body for it.
Why?
No,
Well,
that type of
truthfully,
dress.
I don't have the body for that dress.
No, Nikki. If you had, okay, so let's just ride with what you're saying. If you had the body, would you wear the dress?
The universe knew full hell well
No,
what to make me
we playing. No,
like.
we going to another dimension now. If you had the body, would you wear the dress?
I don't know. To be honest, I don't know.
Okay, that's fair.
I don't
You
think
know,
she
some-
would. I think
but
she
you know, some
go the
couples-
Savannah route.
Some
Well,
couples, though,
But not even that, right? I just think that there's nothing wrong with what either of them had on. Now, is Savannah part of my trinity? Yes, her and Beyonce are right at the top of it. I love.
No, I got
James.
Savannah up there too.
That's
I told
the-
somebody
that's the love
I
of my
actually
life.
might put Savannah over Michelle Obama.
Quite. I want Savannah to sell me something.
she's much prettier.
But I just feel
me.
like
Dang.
there are so many different iterations of things because there's so many different kinds of people who are looking for different kinds of relationship, and all of them can be healthy. So when we say like, oh, Savannah James is better, well, Savannah James is better maybe for you guys, right? That could fit for you, and that's fine. I think this is one of those things where I don't think there's an objective answer, an objective right. I do believe no, I don't think there's an objective wrong either, but I just think that it becomes unfair on both ends, men and women, when we start to project out our preference as a law.
We
I
have
wrote-
okay.
I think that's what Chris is trying to create some sort of standard
but we
for
need,
us, though.
Yeah,
As-
but we need
yeah.
a standard.
Yeah, we do.
It's okay. We could have a culture of love, right? We could have a culture where people do what they want. We love them for where they at.
Who is
but
inside
then
of
we,
your culture? I need to clarify that first.
we can have a culture that's strong enough to have everybody in
Are you
it.
talking
But we do
about,
have to
like,
have. We do
African-American
also, we do
culture?
also have to have a standard.
Who are you talking about though? Like
Talking about black
literally.
people.
Okay.
African American.
Niggas got tribes for a reason.
Well, but we.
I'll roll with that.
And that's
a whole
great.
nother
That's a,
topic.
That's
That's
a great
another
point
topic
because within
because
I've
within
never
that
dated a
culture,
nigga from like New York. I'm not built for it. I'm not strong enough. It's not my body. Like
I'm not strong enough.
I'm not. I don't have the fortitude. I can't do it. Before. I'm baby. I can't do it. I can't handle that Tim energy. That's not.
The Tim
I
energy.
can't do it. I can't.
In this and
There's
but
tribes. Like it's okay if you feel that way. Nothing's wrong with it. I'm not even saying that you're wrong. I'm saying
Russell
that's
Wilson
fair.
is from Virginia.
I would say-
So let's make it
I
clear.
would
not
say
from
I
the
would,
7'5".
I would say this. I would say
From
this.
757.
No, he's
White
not.
woman.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
I'm gonna Google
He's
it.
not from 7'5".
Please,
I'm gonna Google it.
please.
I think he might have went to school here, but he's from.
No, he did not go to school
Where's
in the
he from?
7'5", like Richmond area somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay, well, he's from Virginia,
That's
the
a different
state.
tribe of
That's
nigga.
come on.
Richmond's a
Before you try to
different
put
tribe
him
of
on
nigga.
that.
So you're trying to say all the cornballs from Richmond? Is
That's
that what
not
you're saying?
I didn't say that, but y'all seen the meme. Big
saying
Meech and them was
it's different.
7'5".
I mean, he works. He works.
Do it.
He works for Sierra. But I will say outside. Let's just
He works for, not like employed by.
No. I'm saying he works for her.
Yeah.
He does it for her.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
let's just place them aside. I would just say just to speak to the dress. Let's speak to the dress. There are men of a certain caliber or a certain character typically don't like their women to prance around like that. And it's also connected to an integrity. The same integrity that he holds his woman to is the same integrity he's going to give you. It's not like we're saying, oh, you should hold your woman to this and tell her not to do this. You just run around crazy. The same integrity that y'all look for in men also is going to be implied to you when he puts you within it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be, no, I don't want you wearing that dress. I'm sorry.
But then, you know,
But
it's
don't
all,
think that
it
they like to
also.
sensationalize the internet, like them as a couple, like both of them together. There's so much shit about them all over the fucking internet. You don't think they like
they have a
pour
brand. They
gas
have a
on the
brand
fire
to keep
on purpose?
They have a brand to keep rolling. They
That's
got to
what I
keep
was
the
about
ball
to say.
I
rolling.
think that's what the dress
Yeah,
was.
but we
Let's give
understand
them something
that.
to
I
talk
know.
about.
Literal brands, like they sell products.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I
We
would say
understand
most
that.
of that is for Ciara. He's a starting NFL
think-
quarterback. He don't
Yeah.
need all that. That
supporting aspect sounds
sensationalization
like
is
to me.
for Ciara to keep
He
her
may
stuff
need
going.
that.
It sounds like it's a
No, I was
may
about
need
to
that,
say
bro.
her
He may-
last
but he may
song
need that
that
'cause-
she came out with was really corny, and she seemed like she's been doing a lot of risque.
I really want to kill the corny word.
But she's not
I'm
coming out
just
with
saying.
no.
the-
But
no,
with
it
these-
wasn't popping. It wasn't top, chart topping. It wasn't even her style. It came off. Like y'all said in that one episode, corny because it's not her personality.
Well-
She's trying to sing something that
But V,
wasn't
what's
her.
the last track? What's the last fire track she dropped?
I don't know.
She
1-2
needs to
step.
keep. She needs to keep the eyes on her. They have a brand up her. We understand that.
better
I think
writers
the problem for black folks
for
is
you.
just that those are our role models. These are our role models. And that's the gap that I don't like. I don't like that gap. I don't like that. That's the people that our young people look to. I don't care about what they do. That's your life. I don't care about none of the people in this room do. Y'all go do
Agreed.
what y'all got to do.
Yeah.
But I just think it just sucks that those are the people that our young people look to. I don't like it. I think there's other people that our young people can look to
And that is
to
why
be
I
the
bring up-
example.
that's why I bring up the
and to actually
Savannahs.
push stuff forward for us.
Because Savannah doesn't get the same press. That's the whole
She's
reason.
dope.
Y'all
She's
think
super dope.
y'all think niggas looking up to Ciara?
Yeah.
Women?
Yeah,
Y'all think
Yes.
there's women looking up to Ciara?
there's some.
Ciara's
Yes.
prayer.
And I don't even, you know what?
Okay, so hold on. Ciara's prayer is one thing, right? And I think that's silly
part
too.
of the
It
look.
is
up.
silly, but
No,
why
I
is
think-
that a
no,
thing?
No, hold on.
'Cause you go
no,
from
no,
future to
no.
new.
That's a different conversation. I think looking up to Ciara for that, I think that a lot of women saw what they think was someone leave a very toxic, unhealthy relationship and go to one that was good for them, right?
Yeah.
That is what the prayer is about.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's a bad thing to look up to. But you believe there are women who want to dress and be like Ciara?
Some, yeah.
You believe? Do you? Really?
Yes.
That's
You-
crazy.
we know they are.
That's
Those
crazy
young
to me,
girls, them
girl.
young girls look at those pictures. Those pictures.
I don't know any
think they're
young
looking
people,
more like
and I
city
find
girls,
myself
probably.
around a lot of young women. Like when I say young, I mean between the ages of 19 to 26.
Okay.
Oh, no, they not looking at Ciara.
Do you think that we are?
Oh, but it's
No, no,
not-
no.
No,
That's
I don't
no,
know.
no,
I don't know
that's-
who's praying for y'all to
The
be.
prayer is separate from how
I
she
guess,
dresses.
but
she
but
dresses
to me
interestingly.
it's oxymoronic because the dude that Russell is, y'all say he's corny. You would never be with this guy.
Men
I
say,
didn't
no,
say
wait,
that.
No.
men
I
never
say
said
he's
that.
corny.
Yo, other athletes say he's corny.
That's their
This
business.
guy.
But that's on them.
That's not
I
women.
actually don't like
That's-
calling nobody
that's not
corny.
women saying
This is
it,
my
though.
thing. I think women, right? And I heard this. I ain't even gonna steal this. Somebody else said this. I was watching some content,
Okay.
and he was like,
A man said it. Okay, go ahead.
yeah. He was on Just Pearly Things. It was you probably.
I've
wouldn't-
seen that podcast
Yeah, she's good, but
sometimes.
MTR was there, lead attorney, a whole bunch of people. Melanie King, they were all there together. And he said, women don't want average dude, they want Superman. But really, they don't want Superman. They want to get Superman and make him Clark Kent. But they would never talk to Clark Kent if they met Clark Kent. I was like, damn, that nigga barred that up.
It's an ego thing.
Oh, I have such a take.
But it's an
Please,
ego thing.
go.
Y'all get caught in that ego play. Go ahead, Nick.
exhausting
Go ahead.
at
Come on.
times.
Stop playing with your ring. That's your
This that good horse
that's
and
your
bros.
coping
What you mean?
mechanism or something.
Yes, horse and bros gets me through.
That's
like
what when I heard that, I was
they
no,
gotta
because
equalize
women
the
want to
moment
get
when
the
she tried
dude that
to
they
get
think is
permission to go
super
snap,
lit.
but she
No,
don't.
for real, think about it. You want to get the dude
He
that you
didn't
think
come
is
here
super
for
lit.
instructions. He came here for
Hold on.
Stop.
You want to get that dude, but then you want to make him, even though you know he'd never be faithful. He do da 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 da. You want to make him into Clark Kent. You want to tame him. But if you cross Clark Kent on the street and you didn't know he was Superman, you would never talk to that dude.
And I also, before
That's
Nikki goes,
crazy. That's the truth, man. I'm sorry.
I think there's a linkage from his so-called. It's just say we speculate corny. There's a link between that corniness and him letting her wear the dress like that. You think? Okay,
Also
let me ask y'all a
agree.
question, y'all. Let me ask y'all a
I was
question.
about to
Let's
say
just play in
earlier-
the toxic world because we on a podcast,
And I'm trying to
Do you
find this other clip so we
do you
can get
think-
off this.
Do you think Russell run his household like that? Just do
Actually,
yes or no.
Like what?
Yes.
Okay. What do you think, V? You think he run his household like that?
For sure. Yeah.
So you think if he said, Sierra,
wild
you're not
biblical.
wearing that dress, you think she would have took it off?
I don't think she would have worn it.
If he said,
They're
don't wear
wild
it?
biblical.
You, no, I don't think it's for that reason. I think he just watching some of his interviews because he doesn't talk a lot. People think that he is like passive, but I think he is very assertive, assertive, and he has a way that he like his house run. And I think that like you were saying, I think your point you were making, like I think he's using her as his wife and his trophy. Like that's his trophy wife. Like so it was like I think when she wore that he likes that other men can look at her, but they can't have her.
But he also gotta.
He was walking around with a chubby.
He also gotta like what comes
I think
with
V
that,
might
yo.
be on. Yeah, you gotta respect what comes
but a
with
lot
that.
of men don't like that though. I'm not even speaking for Russ. A lot of men don't like that. They don't like what
A
comes
lot
with
of
it.
men do not. I came across more men that don't. But I'm like, there's some men who are so like. He's an athlete. He has an ego.
But when
regardless
you know,
if he has a mature one, he has an ego, and he likes that people like what he has, and they cannot have it. He likes to show it off. He likes to show that you can't have it, and I think he took advantage of it
It's
for
not
this
the one,
situation.
man.
but what if have it is just to see it? Have it doesn't always got to be me penetrating no female.
But that may be in his mind. That
Everybody,
might be.
I got Sierra's picture in my wallet right now.
That might be.
But that might be what he. But he might like
be a
that idea.
fetish.
There are some people out there that like the idea that other people want what they have,
weird to me.
and they
don't
get off on that.
Okay.
I'd be down to be a trophy wife. I'm with it.
You're not working hard enough
But
to
you could be a trophy,
wife.
but you could be a trophy for different reasons too. A trophy doesn't always have to be.
It's not a lot of perks.
My wife's body look like this.
Trophy wife has a definition.
Savannah's a trophy wife.
Yeah, she is.
She's definitely a trophy wife.
Yeah, but she looks like one. But she fits the definition.
She
We're not gonna
still
do that.
fits it, yeah.
We're not gonna dance it into no. You can be queen and no, bitch. Trophy wife is a trophy wife.
Thank you. Because I was about to say, don't nobody sit out here and be
It's
like, no,
just
anybody
whatever
can.
that
No, you
means
cannot.
that-
No, you
There's
cannot.
work that goes into
No,
being a trophy wife.
Go
That's
ahead,
why
bro. Let's get
I was trying to go to the clip, but I think Chris deleted it off the list.
He did.
what clip?
The cruise season clip. It ain't on the
No, it's
note.
right there.
It's on the the note.
Oh, my
the
bad,
note
bro.
for me to play the clip.
My bad.
While you find it.
So y'all talking about fetishes. So I'm like, where is that? Do white women fetishize black men? I'm gonna play this one. I really wanted to talk about this cruise season clip because it was more about. I was gonna speak on how men submit to women, and I have a very good story I wanted to use with that. But I'll probably come back to that and not have a clip. So let's play this first.
Okay.
Sorry.
I want to ask y'all a question, which is going to be very important. Are you fetishizing black men?
Yes.
So what is it about the black man that you think you fetishize?
It's different. Culturally, it's different. Just how the lady said, more masculine. You guys have very high self-confidence. What most men in Europe, white men, probably Hispanic men, they're not sure what they're talking. They're not sure how they want to approach you. I think it's a stereotype, but black guys, you see something you like, you go for it, you do what you got to do, boom, the lady is yours. Just like that.
That's my first time seeing that clip. Daily Wrap-Up Crew, what up?
So
Slot down.
she was saying that she fetishizes the confidence that comes with the majority of black men.
Sure.
I think that's what I was getting.
Right?
Y'all got. I don't know. I've never been with a
it's
white woman. Y'all
thing.
got to tell
It's
me about
definitely
this.
a vibe.
We're not a white woman, so it
With what she said, I don't feel like that's a fetish then. I feel like all of y'all can say y'all attracted to that. Very
It's funny
same
though,
thing.
because I just seen
No,
another
fetish
TikTok where
is
this
like a
black guy was.
sexual thing. Like,
Are we just going off what she said, or are we going off
The
the actual
clip.
question?
Let's
Both.
do both, but
Yeah.
let's do one and then the other.
Let's do what y'all think about the question first, and I guess we can. I seen a clip the other day where the white woman was basically saying it's not really a leg up for a white woman to be with a black man. Normally, amongst white people culturally, when they see you with that, they think it's like, oh, she couldn't get a white dude.
Yeah.
That's what she was telling that black man.
And that is
different.
true. And that mostly is true. Some of them are genuinely, some of them, but a lot of them, yeah. Like, I think it is a fetish, because you think about it, there is no, they want, they have.
They're trying to say we
no PC S word.
Sorry,
Come on, V.
It's like
You running for
they,
city council?
they want their mixed baby. I think
No,
about,
you can curse. You're good.
I think about, like, some of them think
We try to
about
limit
mixed
it, though.
babies. I think they love the idea of the oppression, the struggles you guys have. They don't want the life, but they like, it's almost like, you know what I'm saying? Like, as if it's a movie, like they want to be a part of that.
He's been through so much.
But not be of that. They want the mixed babies. Not all of them, but a
I
lot
want
of
Nikki to talk.
So
These
do
facial
y'all?
expressions
So
kill
when
me.
y'all are young, do y'all fetishize the thug and the drug dealer then?
No, hell no.
You sure?
No, sir.
What?
No, sir.
Okay.
No, that's a learned behavior over time.
I'm gonna say I don't like the fetishize makes it weird.
But it is weird.
They're attracted to it though.
No,
That's what I'm saying. That's why I just said in the beginning.
So that's not it, right? It's because I think that while I don't know what white people do. They're not my business.
Well, I was talking about what he just said.
What they like to eat.
I
I don't
don't
know.
really tend to them, right? When I say people out loud, I mean niggas, black people.
What?
Always. Y'all are my default. Black men are my default.
Right.
I don't. Why would I date anybody else when y'all exist?
I agree.
But I think
same with y'all. Same vice versa.
But
Facts.
I think that a lot of white women, because there are some who are probably in relationships with a man that they love, and that person just so happened to be black.
Yeah.
And there are some white women who I feel like have black men. They're like, no, I love her because she's, Janice, not because she's white.
Why are we giving these
I couldn't
names?
get one. I meant Julie. But I also think that, to the point that V was making, there are a lot of white women who get to live out their black girl fantasy by having a black man, and they get to be closer to blackness, right?
Yeah.
You cannot be black, but I can experience a black world because a black man is going to take me everywhere with him. I'm part of the family.
Yeah.
Big Mama's going to bring me in and she's going
Yeah.
to teach me how to make this. And I'll learn how to do cornrows on my daughter's hair. And I'll get to say my kids are black. And then I get a pass for doing all this weird stuff. And I can't be racist. I have a black husband. I love black men. They're great. Black men are better than white men to me. Full stop. Why do you dislike yourself that much? That's strange to me.
Ding, ding, ding.
I don't
ding.
care if you want to date everybody, but I have heard white women say, I don't ever date white men. Baby, that's your daddy.
Exactly.
That's
I've
weird to
always
me.
thought it was like
That's strange to me. And it lets me know that you were trying to be closer to blackness. Nothing to do with the man.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Right? You were trying to be closer to blackness. And that's when it becomes a problem. Because, and even as far as children, every mixed person that I know who clings on to blackness really strongly, it is because of the violence they have experienced at the hands of their white family.
Oh man.
Every
Yeah.
single one. And it creates a lot of confusion for some people like that.
Yeah.
Because their mother did not want to be with their dad. Their mother wanted to be them.
Yeah.
Their mother gets to live out their mixed girl fantasy or mixed child fantasy with their kids.
yeah.
Or they get to, like I said, closer to blackness. They get to be around and sneak a nigga in. They get to be around and learn how to make good greens. And they'll say, oh, I've been with black people forever. I know how to make good cornbread.
Get spy vibes.
You see what I'm saying? And they get to do a lot of this.
I never liked the white chocolate girl.
Why do you think the haircut change? It's a culture.
Yeah.
There's a haircut. There's a nail style. There's names.
Yeah.
We joke about it, but it's true. We know who Jaden's mama is.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I don't got nothing to say to that.
and what kind of breaks my heart sometimes is that, and because I can admit, y'all might hate me, but there are certain times where black men are like, well, they're just easier and they seem more.
It's very manipulative.
It's
and I've been trying to say
extremely
that
manipulative.
so
It's
much.
because it's not easier, right? Like,
Let me
because
tell you,
it-
hold on, excuse me, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
And we're
but
really about to
let
pod
me,
in a
let me,
second.
no, let me tell you something. The white women that most black men get are the white women that the white men do not want.
Well, that's
So you are
what the
getting-
clip I seen
but
said.
we-
Go ahead.
we-
You're getting the leftovers.
I'ma
Right?
keep-
So
I'ma
and so
keep
with
us
that
in-
being said, they can see the manipulation that you guys are not picking up on, and they don't want it. They don't want them. That's why you can have them. Because if it was really a white woman that they really value, you ain't gonna have them. Somehow you're gonna get. I'm telling you, it's been this way historically.
B.
You're not gonna get
If
it.
black men are black men or black men, we can go take whatever the greatest of what they got. That's why they don't like. That's why they don't.
I
That's
truly
why.
believe in you when you say that.
That's why
but
they don't like us.
But
That's
they
why
will
they-
make
that's
an
exactly
uproar
why.
if anybody goes out and get
Fuck the
something
uproar.
that they feel is their best.
I'm rolling with Chris. If we really wanted their women, we could go get them.
That's
but
why they
I
don't like us.
also
That's
am
why-
rolling
that's
with
why they trying to get us out of
No, but
here.
I'm rolling with V 100%. The top tier white woman wants
You're
a
not
top
gonna get
tier
him.
white man. He's not. If she ends up with a black dude, she's like, "What the fuck did I do to end up here?"
Right
You're
now.
not gonna. You're not gonna
She
get.
want
her.
what that top tier white man could provide. That's what she wants.
Yeah, that's
If she
all
could
women.
get if black men. No, let me just say this. Let me just say this.
Go ahead.
The
Let
only
him
reason-
do it. He's gonna come
Hold
around
on.
to
Go
the
ahead.
point. He's almost there. He's gonna
The only
circle back around to
reason,
it.
the only reason that we don't get them is because we're not in that state. We're not in that state of rulership. If we were in that state of rulership, it would be scary how many,
That's
how
why you
much
here.
of
Go
their
ahead.
women will be coming to be with us. We are not in that state.
So you do agree that since you cannot provide by what I feel like y'all's definition of good husbandism is, that you cannot provide that to. Let me get it. That you can't do that. That it is indeed a fetish, because of what you're there for is dick and a good time.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
it.
No, you could. No, you got that dub.
It's not
You got that
mutual.
dub.
Okay.
You got that dub. Because I was about to say
feeling
it wasn't
isn't
about
mutual.
husband. I think it's fuck all that husband shit. I think black men need to get in a state of rulership. We're not in a place of rulership, especially just the black men in this country. We're not in a place of rulership.
So you think the most sought out man in the world is a white man?
If we're the most sought out, we're the most oppressed at the same time. That says something.
No, I'm saying what's the
imagine
most
if-
sought out
ima-
man?
imagine
The
if-
most sought out man in the
the
world.
black
listen,
men.
United States.
And we
in the
are
US?
in the
So
United
for-
States, what's the
for
most sought
black-
out man?
For black, I think it's black men.
No, it's
Sought
white
after?
man. It's a white
Who is
male.
it?
Oh.
White males.
And why is that?
They've done studies on it.
But why is that though?
No, I'm saying
There's a lot that goes within that
I'm
stat.
saying that goes to your point of if you guys were that,
Thank you.
right, then you guys would be the most sought out man in America. But because you're not, they're the most sought out.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's a conflated stat. There's a reason why white men are the most sought
she's
after
a
because they're in a. I know.
She's not
I'm just talking with her. This doesn't always have to be a disagreement.
Oh, got it.
But
He's
that,
aggressive, so you gotta.
no,
He
my
not being
bad.
aggressive. See, the other day I was somewhere and me and my homegirl's dad was going back and forth. And she's like, "These niggas about to fight," and I was like, "No, this is just how men
way young men
talk."
talk.
Listen,
But you
I'm
know what?
lazy. I be like,
Hey, right though. I mean, I watch myself on camera. I gotta calm down.
But no. There was I mean,
No, I gotta calm
not to
down.
get off
No, you
topic,
don't.
but there is an era where gentlemen does not mean you're less of a man. Gentlemen talk in a certain way because there are women in the room, so they change their
Oh,
tone.
we're not gentlemen.
Trying to say we like y'all?
No, I'm
Yeah.
saying you're not.
No.
No, that means you're just not being gentleman like right now. Doesn't mean that you're not an overall gentleman.
it is an etiquette thing.
Yeah.
Damn.
Okay, so we've come to terms.
fuck
that,
all that. This my show.
We come to terms that it is a fetish.
We here to produce.
That white women do
Did you
fetishize
find
black men. I think her answer just.
New lungs?
baby.
I think she was in
You
there
okay?
with, I think she was in a room with other black men and did not want to say
what it really
probably
was?
what it really was. And also, if we're keeping,
Did y'all see her though?
I
She
was
looked
about
like
to
she
see.
wanted to be down.
And also, I was about to
Look,
say,
hit
are
in
they
the
going to
face.
see this clip? Because I
No, they're gonna
saw
see it.
Okay, and I'm keeping with the theme of the show. This is not how I feel about life, but with the theme of this show,
Hold on, don't be putting a
those
theme on.
I had to. I think
What?
that when you see this clip,
What's our thing?
those particular women, I don't know if
I want to hear what you say. This shit now. What are you saying about my show?
I don't know that those women are like, high on
What?
the list of.
Oh no, they're not for us.
Desirable.
I don't like white women at all.
Was that what you were implying?
That he likes white women?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay. See,
No,
that was what she was
they're just
doing.
not the type of girls we would be talking to anyway. Period.
Right.
But they
And
also,
not the type of girls that a nigga I would be talking to is talking to.
yeah, like at all.
Clear.
But even then, like I was about to say about white girls, even if I was to date a white girl, I would want like the Becky of all Beckys. If I was gonna go take
The
one of
top
their
tier.
women.
The top tier.
I wouldn't want the girl that wants to be down.
So you end up with a girl shaped like 6 o'clock.
Yeah, but we gonna
Oh
work
no.
it out.
No.
And
That's their top tier.
That's what they consider their
That's their
top
top
tier.
y'all gotta get out more. That ain't they top tier no
I'm
more.
about to say
No,
I've never
think-
dated a white woman,
think
but
that
I've
you have
dipped
never
and
met the
dabbled.
top tier white men then. And I'd say that with all due respect.
Yeah.
You have
Okay.
not met real
They
rich
want
white
them-
men if
them
you think
butts
that they
to
are
be
marrying
dented in.
girls who look like
have
us.
no ass.
No, they don't be.
They be marrying
They
iron
don't be.
boards.
They don't be what we on, but they don't be dented
They be
in.
marrying iron
the
boards.
ones who
Oh,
have
okay.
Kendall
That's
Jenner.
All right.
They like that. It's easy to get in.
their business.
Yeah.
No, they got a lot to work.
Yeah, it's easy to get in.
Since we on that,
I go deep in that.
is beauty in the eye of the beholder. We're going back and forth on this for a minute in the group chat and after the last episode,
Really?
135. Go ahead and check that out. Yeah, we was because I there's standards to beauty. I don't care what nobody
I
says.
think that
okay, here we go.
I think there is a standard that most people follow, but it might not necessarily be their preference. And then I think that there are some people who have visualized something that they consider beautiful, but they'll never date them because they're following what.
Yeah, so
standard.
but that's why I was like, if Chris is actually a model, and there's actually models out here, there is a beauty standard. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but both can be true, bro.
People disagree with that?
That what I
Nobody
just said,
disagree
or that
with the
beauty's in the eye of the
standard. The
beholder.
standards of beauty. Yes, there are standards of beauty, but both can be true at the same time. And what we were saying, and what I said to
Go ahead,
Kadeem
bro.
in the chat, is that at one point in time, white people control the standard of what beauty is, and
Yeah.
these magazines and modeling and all that stuff. And I'm just saying that's what I'm saying.
And even our own publications, Jet, Ebony, we still be having our own standard too, bro.
But
there's
they-
still a standard there.
We don't deviate too far from what they do. It's just a
'cause the
color.
Jet
It's just a
Beauty of the
color.
Week was a thick something even back when the models was stick figures.
I don't agree with that.
But they weren't.
What
They
don't you
weren't.
agree with?
With your point of we don't deviate from white people, right? Like I think that if we're talking specifically about Jet and Ebony, I think that was the outlet for girls who didn't
Yeah.
like that. When we talk about Jet, Ebony, and King,
Yep.
them white girls didn't look like us.
Nope.
That's why they thrive, because black women. My mom has still got a bunch of Jet magazines sitting
And-
around now.
Okay, so
King.
what
My
beauty-
parents ain't
okay,
never
so
subscribed to nothing,
what
but I
beauty
had them
standard-
Jets in the crib.
What beauty
Ebony.
standard are we talking about?
What do you mean?
When you say beauty, there's a beauty standard. There's different beauty standards.
Global, or are you talking about?
That's what I'm saying.
Are you talking about global?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So
Well,
what I'm asking Kadeem, what beauty standards are we talking about?
When all I'm saying is just the fact that you can say globally or here, there, then
There's a standard.
take that eye to behold.
But
Because
that's
people
an
like,
eye.
oh, she's beautiful to me. Yeah,
That's
but
an
there's
eye.
a standard, bro.
But that's an eye that comes from an eye. Who do you
real
think are behind these magazines?
Nigga, but what I'm saying is when you say beauty's in the eye of the beholder, that means if a bitch walk here and she 260, y'all gonna be like, somebody thinks she's beautiful.
yes.
And I'm saying,
somebody
yeah, that's
might.
cool, but that outlier ain't what we talking about.
What her face look like?
But that means
Shut up,
But
man.
that means beauty is in the eye of the beholder, bro.
Yeah, but what I be saying is, yes, there's a eye of the beholder. Everybody should love everybody, but isn't true because we're not pairing off 1-to-1. If
These are two
80% of
truths.
women want 20% of dudes,
no, we are.
But I think y'all are.
These are both.
Y'all are doing this thing where you keep conflating that everyone should feel how you feel about life, and think that I think that Chris is the point. It seems like y'all are getting lost here.
let's see, we're lost.
Let's say the Hausa tribe, right, in Africa. Let's just take it way out of here.
Okay.
They wrap
Kadeem is the one that's lost. Let's go.
like they cover their hair in mud and they wrap rings around their neck,
Oh, yeah.
and they do this, right? And the more rings, the longer your neck.
Yeah,
And the more mud, the
beautiful.
longer your hair, the more beautiful you are.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a standard. It's very factual. You don't have to deviate from it.
Yes.
But that works there.
Yeah.
Because you cannot come. They will call you giraffe neck in middle school.
For sure.
If you walk around.
They
you know what I'm
would.
saying?
They
Eye of
would.
the beholder.
Right. And I think that what's being mixed up is, I think what you were agreeing with is that, yeah, it's different kinds of standards, but they're all standards. He's saying, yeah, they're all standards, which means that the different eye observing the different standards is what makes both of you
the
right.
narrative.
I don't like.
Thank you.
But I said it at the beginning. So
I don't
no,
like speaking
he's the one that's lost because I said both can be true. I said both are true.
No, bro, because anecdotally,
I know,
yes,
so I said I need
y'all
to
be
do
like,
it on life. I
everybody,
can't.
y'all, no, man, no, because y'all not gonna do this to
I'm
me.
gonna get it. I'm
Because
gonna get it.
in the chat, what I say, I'm not on that participation trophy crap. I'm not. Y'all saying everybody's beautiful. That's not true. There's some ugly motherfuckers out here.
That's not true.
Deem.
But because somebody thinks they're beautiful, that don't mean they are. That's all I'm saying.
Deem. Okay, because I like this conversation.
Ugly
The
exists.
participation trophy thing is in the line of competition. When women want to jump in an arena with other women, that's when you're the most right. But
If they're not, hold on. So you telling me they're not doing that when they're trying to get a man? They're not competing then?
Yeah. No, but
So what are you talking about?
They're competing for a particular kind of man. A lot of women have DMs.
And that dude got a standard too.
Yes, and
as my brother Kevin Samuels told us throughout the time.
My issue is
what is the man you want?
I
There's a
think-
standard there. So if you want to get a top earner, you can't come in looking like a blob. That's a fact.
Agreed. But I think what you're saying is. That's right. That's right. I think it changes when it crosses into a different room. I think our problem is that we have certain chicks that look a certain way that feel like they should get this certain guy. But beauty in the eye, the beholder still stands back because they walk away from it because they have men in their DMs that really like them, but they're like, nah, that ain't it. I want him. So then that puts you in that standard with those kind of women because they ignore their beholders. You know what I'm saying? They ignore them.
Chris want to talk about their beholders. All right.
Their beholders get ignored. And they're like, I want that guy. And then
Real quick. We're all in agreement that ugly exists, though, right?
Yeah, they were talking to me like nobody was ugly out here.
No, I think that's not what he's trying to say. He's not saying.
I see that cleared up, and then I'm good. If we like,
ugly is but even ugly is subjective.
Yeah, absolutely. But
Is there a universal?
Now that I've had, hold on, no. Now that I've had a daughter and she's beautiful, I'm telling everybody who's ugly, they're ugly now. I've been holding that back my whole life because I wanted to make sure my kid came out good first. And now that my kid is out here, some of you motherfuckers ugly as shit.
That's
oh my god,
it's a fact.
So
and I call myself medium ugly, so I still don't give a fuck.
Oh my god.
I missed the freaking man. I'm trying to get these.
I guess you're trying to keep everybody, make sure people are humble, because some
I got one
people
timestamp. That's it.
feel like, well, if this
Yeah,
person is,
It's impossible to do it while we're recording, bro. I'm sorry.
I mean, some people think like, oh, that person's beautiful, or that guy's attractive, or this and that. I know mine has changed over time. Like, especially I have the same values. It's just that I'm making it more important, and because I'm making it more important, when I see those things in those guys, and a guy, I find him way more attractive than the guy I used to look at in just appearance.
And I'm talking strictly
talking
appearance.
appearance.
Yeah,
Ugly
I'm
exists.
talking strictly appearance. Now,
Some of y'all
eye of the
are
beholder is where you really get into those nuances of, oh my
Yeah.
God, his personality, he makes me feel safe, all those things.
Yeah,
now he
can
starts
become-
looking
I've had
different.
men
Yes,
beautiful. I've had men
exactly.
become beautiful to me.
Exactly.
Absolutely, right? But when I
One of
met
them
him,
grow
he
on you
ugly.
niggas like myself.
Yeah.
What Chris told me, he said, your beard don't connect.
When I
Yeah,
met
know
him,
that.
he was ugly, right?
I didn't call you ugly though.
And then when shit was over, he got ugly again
I didn't.
because he was ugly the whole time. But my eye, that was bold.
But my eye.
See?
But my
No, but he was ugly though. He was indeed.
That's
still
all I
is
was saying.
ugly.
There's women out there that like ugly niggas.
I don't know, though.
On purpose.
yeah, I
think
do.
there's-
I do.
And I just
I
wish
think-
people would be more honest with their friends.
I think there's something to that though. When somebody like hurts you or does you wrong, they become ugly because there's an emotional stimulation there
his
that
face was
it
ugly.
conflates. I don't know.
No, I'm
He
telling
was
you.
good.
She's
looking at
telling you.
one
No,
point.
I'm telling
but
you.
no, his looks
He's in
grew
a
on
negative
her for other
now.
things.
No,
see?
he's in a negative place now.
I just told you.
No.
I knew he
But
was
he's in a
ugly when I
negative
met him.
place.
Exactly.
I know.
And actually,
Okay, have you healed? Have you healed and come back and look at him?
Absolutely. He's still
Okay.
ugly.
now look though, but women are more inclined to bend those beholder rules than men are.
Yeah.
Right? Because if she's not attractive to me, there's nothing that she's gonna do. I tried it once. It didn't work.
Yeah,
Throw a bag over her head.
It didn't work.
But no, I found certain things that look good.
We never. I told you about
It
that.
just
We
wasn't
never
enough
had
to
sex.
carry
She was
the
a
whole
virgin.
bag.
That was also to her detriment.
And I think the whole dating.
That's a
ug-
fa-
I
I'm
think
sorry.
the whole
I'm too
dating.
rude.
You shouldn't sleep with virgins. I think the whole dating ugly people who you will say out loud like dating ugly people on purpose. That's an unhealed part of you, and there's a desire to dominate over someone. That's my hot take.
No,
Wait a minute, say that again? Wait a minute, I
no. He
I
was
don't
trying to
think
be. He was trying to be a good man. That's what he was trying to.
I was
be.
trying something different because, like y'all said,
was trying to be open-minded.
I'm talking about when girls and guys get on the internet like, oh, I want somebody who's like not too fine. I want somebody medium ugly. I
Oh.
want,
No, look,
You're-
you're
well,
better
you know
now
what?
because I
No,
dated a guy who
but I
was
think
little.
people
I
do-
tried, and I was like, oh no, that eye.
They do it.
I
No,
can't
they
do
do
it.
it
I
in
think-
an effort to humble them. I want to
But
keep you
you gotta
humble.
think
You're
about
ugly.
it though.
Be glad
you
you're
can't
with
be
me.
with nobody ugly because then you're gonna have ugly babies.
No, but there are women out
That ain't
there.
true.
There are women
No,
out there
'cause some
who
people
say
depends
that
on how they
though.
mix.
They do.
No, that's
they don't
how I
want
feel.
the most
I
handsome
would
guy
never.
because they feel like that comes with certain stuff.
which
Yeah.
I respect too. Same when guys do it. I don't want the baddest junk because I gotta work extra
That's
hard to
rooted in
keep her.
insecurity, though.
Yeah, I mean it is, but I respect it if that's
I
if
always
that's where
think
you
about the
stand on.
genetics of everything because he could be fine as fuck with a gimpy leg. You might give my baby gimpy leg syndrome.
You got to look
like
at his
I
niece-
don't care.
You got to look at his nieces and nephews. That's how you can really tell, hey, baby gonna look right. If all his brothers make ugly babies, he going to.
right
man.
or just mm-mm.
I've been
all your
I've been
girlfriends,
waiting to
you
tell
look at
people
your
they were
brothers
ugly.
to know they gonna get a pretty baby.
I have.
Y'all did good.
I've been waiting to tell people their kids was ugly.
I remember that.
I'm telling you, but now that mine is out
He
here,
used to say it like,
I'm like-
I can't call nobody ugly because I ain't got no kids yet.
right.
but now that I do, that baby ain't.
Now you gotta
Sorry.
check that second
Well,
one. bro.
sometimes babies.
You right. You might be
That's
right.
like
Yeah, babies.
But you know
cook
what?
Some more
Now
sometimes.
and Sienna's got a lot of my genes, so I'm like, oh, I'm good either way. If she came out looking like this and she like
That's
me,
weird. That
we
weird.
lit.
That's weird that she looks like you and she is pretty.
I don't know how to take that compliment. I'm gonna let it roll. I don't know what that was.
It's like Kadeem with like Caitlyn Glaze. Like it's like
It's like a donut. I'm done.
Caitlyn Glaze.
Caitlyn Hughes.
that's a compliment, bro. You pretty. Shave that beard. Shave
Don't
the
call me
beard.
pretty ever again.
Y'all pretty. Get like a curly wig and like shave
Not
the
a
beard.
curly one.
I'm so glad we're saying right now.
Kadeem's not pretty.
Nah,
Y'all
I'm
pretty,
medium.
bro.
I'm medium ugly.
All humans are pretty.
Medium ugly.
Yeah, I like that label.
Stop.
No,
saying
Kadeem is
Why?
beautiful, man. I think all of y'all are beautiful.
Shut
Oh,
up, Chris.
thanks. What do you take?
Please get out. All right.
Y'all are beautiful people.
I don't have the
Thank
clip from the
you.
crew season thing, but I do kind of want to talk about this. It's been
Okay,
on my
what
heart.
was it about?
Say.
What?
I forgot because he.
So you don't know what he said.
All right.
No, he was
Couldn't find it?
he
You
was
couldn't look it up?
pandering. No, there's a lot of clips.
I'm gonna try and find it.
He's gonna try to find it. But basically, what I wanted to speak on is men submit in a relationship too, right? We don't talk about it a lot. I mean, we're red pill. Let Nikki tell it. We're red pill. Don't submit to no bitch. Like, no. No. That's how they talk on the red pill side of
I
the
am
internet.
being so misrepresented right now.
But
That's crazy.
what I wanted to talk about was helping to create a softer space for your lady, how men submit to their families. Like, we don't really talk about that on this side of the internet. And that's something that I do think is super important, especially if you're talking about actually marrying somebody or being a partner to somebody, however that looks for you. You know, y'all know how I feel about marriage or whatever. But recently I was like, damn, there's got to be a space where I'm accountable for some of these beefs, right? And I was like, I know when we go up, I'm a fighter. I don't care who I'm fighting. When it gets to that, I'm like down to kill everything. So
That's wrong.
I didn't say it was right, nigga. Can I tell my
Take
story?
accountability for himself
Okay.
right now. Yeah.
Jesus. So a couple weeks ago, I'm not gonna date it. It was a real beef, guys. And I had to think. I was like, man, all right, am I gonna leave my family? That's not something I really want to do. That's not where I want to be. I was like, what am I not doing right? I think I'm doing everything right. Because guys, a lot of the time, if you're not cheating, if you're paying all the bills, if you're doing all the things you're supposed to do, you think you're doing everything you got to do. Let me cook, man.
No, that's honest.
Come on, you cooking?
So then I did something I never do.
Apologize.
No, I've apologized.
Lydia.
Dang.
I have apologized.
You
before.
don't apologize?
I apologize when I feel like I am wrong.
When you feel like it. No, when you think
He's
it.
got done telling
Hold
you.
on. Y'all gotta get Kadeem though, because he talked against feelings, but he said he apologizes when he feels like he's wrong.
If I feel like I
That's a
wronged you
feeling.
for real,
But that's a
I will
feeling, though.
apologize.
Which means when you're genuine.
Yeah, I'm not apologizing just because you was like, oh, you made me. Okay, that's fine. That's for you to figure out, not me. But anyway, I did something I never do. I'm gonna tell you what I did. I waved the white flag.
Okay.
Good.
Last time we argued, Willie was like, come on, guys, you love each other. Somebody waved the white flag. And I said this verbatim. This is a different argument. I was like, nigga, I don't got no white flag. Ever. Never surrender. I'm not dying.
And love also ain't enough.
Right?
Also
Love is
ain't
not enough. But
it's not.
so what I waved the right flag, then I went to the florist and I bought this beautiful white arrangement. I picked out everything myself. Okay. It was beautiful. And we were talking, I was just like, man, maybe this is where I need to be more accountable on. I know I'm a fighter. I know I don't give up on shit. I know I'll go at whatever. It don't matter who the person is. And at some point, the person you're with got to be the outlier. I don't believe in pedestalizing nobody, but you got to be separate. And I got to be able to be softer with you. The world is already harsh. We out here battling. I'm trying to slay these dragons. Yeah. Ooh, I like that. Gentleman. I was like, that's not really me, though. That's not me. That's not me.
That's the best man.
That's not me.
That's the best man.
Just the one.
A gentleman.
No, I don't think that's it. That's what I don't remember.
What do you need from me?
And since I've waved my white flag
I think
and
you're on
been
a good
trying
path,
to
though.
foster a more
I was just saying, I think he's good without the clip.
softer environment, thinking about, and one of the things I actually had to tell her was like, maybe a lot of this is rooted in ego. To be a good man and to get into the places and spaces that me and a lot of my friends are in, you do have to have a lot of ego. You do have to believe you can do anything out here. There's nothing that can stop you. But there's a pocket where if you're with your woman, check your ego at the door, fam.
Become a gentleman.
Be a little bit more gentle with her. Have a white flag. I had to go find a white flag, guys. I'm not going to hold y'all. I don't own one. I use one. I use the white flag emoji. I didn't even know my phone had that. Like, we're actively beefing. She's not responding to my text. And I had to, like, do some soul searching. I waved the white flag. And I was like, man, let me be accountable. Because we argue. And if you throw a stone at me, I can take any stone. But the one I throw back, it ain't going to hit the same.
Boulder.
It's different. And I was like, why am I doing that with this person that I'm trying to build a real experience with? So I wanted to just say that, young men, that's how we submit. Check your ego. Be accountable for the environment you're creating. I've always talked about controlling the temperature, and I've always said I'm not the best at it because I like it hot. I don't care. I'm ready to go. Leave all that shit if you're really trying to build something. So that was really my thing. Checking my ego was a big, like, and I don't think I got a big ego. I do, you know what I mean? But come on, man, calm down. We don't need that on camera. We don't need that side eye. But I had to, wave the white flag, check my ego. Whatever the dude Trill was talking about in the clip I wanted to use, he was kind of alluding to that. And it's like, if you want to get into that space, that's really, as a man, that's how we submit. We're already submitting to our family. If you're the guy that's taking care of your family, that's submission in itself. But with your partner, your woman, your whatever y'all want to label that as, there's a level of ego. And it's kind of funny because when we were talking about it, I was like, the dude she likes, like we watch Conor McGregor. She love Conor. You love you. Like cocky niggas. Like you love that shit. Yeah. They love it out of you, not with them. Like I said about Superman earlier, they want you to be that, not with them. That's true.
No, but
speak to it.
But this is the thing, and people have lost sight of what a Renaissance man is. A Renaissance man means that
you play smooth jazz at the crib, don't you?
Yes, I do. A Renaissance man is a man who knows when he needs to be aggressive and firm. That means when you out there in the world and you're going out hunting and gaining territory and all those things, that's where you need to have that. When you're at home, that's where you're supposed to be loving and soft. I think it was Mary J. Blige and 50 Cent. She was talking to him on her new show, and she talked about how she realized 50 Cent is aggressive everywhere else, but he talks about how he is very soft with women because of his relationship he had with his grandmother. He learned that. And she was just like, and a lot of men are not like that, and they feel like they have to be aggressive in the house and out there, and that they don't want to show weakness. But you don't realize that's showing that you distrust.
Yeah.
The thing about it is the softness. You want softness from your woman, but if I'm supposed to be so soft, you can't be hard with me. Like, how you gonna be mishandling me? I'm getting bumps and bruises from the way you fucking talking to me, and you want me to be soft?
Yeah.
That doesn't work. You have to bring me softness so I can give it back to you.
We multiply everything you guys give.
Exactly.
Remember that everything, the money, the house, if a real woman does that, a real woman will multiply it. You give me a house, I'm going to make it a home. You give me money, I'm going to figure out how to ways to invest it or add it to something that we're doing. Yeah, a good one. If you bring me softness, oh my God, I'm going to make it even softer for you. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Like pussy to me.
Yo, shut up. Look, we in a
Why
real
do you have to be this way?
What?
Like, why?
That's the softest thing in the world. What do you think?
Continue what you were saying.
It's just like
Somebody did marry him twice. You're right.
A real
I'm
woman
just trying
will
to add that
multiply.
shit. She cooking. I'm just trying to add
But
that.
at the same time, a real woman will multiply. So that means if you bring home that chaos, that anger, we even feel when you are in a nasty mood. We feel because we feel everything, and so it's kind of harder for us to operate when you're the lead. You're like that. You know what I'm saying? You're the dominant.
It's
in the
not
home.
hard to operate. We began to operate differently.
Yeah, we are never getting like survival mode. Like we become a hard shell crab.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what. And then I would see that, right?
Yeah.
Somebody starts getting into survival mode. They start talking to you crazy. So then it's like, don't talk to me crazy. I talk crazier than everybody. What do you mean?
It is survival mode.
No,
I call it. Do you know who the fuck I am mode? Because you're supposed
But
to
it's
talk
still
to me
survival.
softly.
But it's still
But see,
survive.
either way, see, and y'all are hitting. No, because y'all are hitting on all the same things. That, who the fuck I am? Like I'd be like, who are you? And then you'd be like, no, for real.
My point here is like, even outside of like a man and wife or whoever relationship like that, like I had to have that talk with my mom. You're not speaking to me like I'm your daughter, so I'ma speak to you like you the nigga down the street. It's the same way inside of my house, inside of my relationship.
But you know,
talk to me nice.
I'm not even talking about that though. Like I just mean one thing about me, baby. I don't do a whole bunch of arguing.
No, she's not. That's why she didn't want to do our pod.
So if you get to raising your voice and carrying on, I'm gonna get real. Okay, I'm gonna get real ladylike. I'm gonna sit up straight.
But that's passive aggressiveness.
No, that's a wife.
That's
a
different because normally the energy that guys are used to is what she just who the fuck I am and whoopty whoop.
No, I'm not doing that, but I'm
So are you saying you become soft?
That's her being a wife.
I'm doing neither. I'm listening to you, right?
Yeah,
because part of what's happening.
That listening is a soft. It's a soft thing.
Part of what's happening.
See, we got to change that though. Why is listening a
thing.
soft thing?
No, but softness is nothing wrong with it.
No, I'm saying, but
I think so. If you get to yelling at me, okay, I'm gonna listen to you now, right? Because clearly there's something there, something you're upset about, right?
Yeah.
So let's get to the root of that. However, who were you talking to?
Yeah.
And the way I'm gonna do that is, since you want to behave as someone who is not the leader of this house, the house still needs to be led. So when you come home and the trash is taken out, when you come home and I've cut the yard, when you come home and things are done that you are used to doing that make you feel good to do them, do not ask me a question. When you come home and I'm sitting at the table eating with our children and your plate is in the kitchen where it belongs, you want to be emotional. People with emotions make plates. That's your business. So that's not survival mode though. I still have to do these things.
No, when I say survival,
and you have told me that you're not going to do them. Your behavior has shown me that you cannot handle the job that I have given you. The job that I have given you still has to get done.
Yeah.
There is no point in fighting about it. So if you have decided to act this way, I will act this way. I can only submission.
I ain't gonna hold y'all Nikki body that shit.
No, but she's saying. What she's saying. What she's saying. What she's saying is correct. I agree with that. What I'm saying is survival mode is when a woman starts combating back and forth, which is the same thing that I'm saying. So I'm saying like when you start
I wouldn't
being
call them the same thing.
No. I'm saying the same thing I was saying originally. I'm saying when the person gets in survival mode is when you started to talk the way the man is talking. That's what I said. We're agreeing on saying. So when you start, you was going, and the girl start yelling back, like I'm not gonna yell at you. I'm not gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? That's what I said. It's the same. It's the same thing. You're saying the same thing I'm saying. You just went in details on how.
I don't feel like either is better than the other.
Both can stand though. What you're talking about, you're saying is a mature wifely place.
It can be
a lot of women don't think like it can be,
but I ain't gonna lie. If you was gonna be arguing with me, that's gonna hit me different than you trying to go back and forth on some.
What I'm saying.
I actually have a dick. You can't dick swing contest with me.
But I also think it's a lot of. I think that our community specifically, and I hate doing this. I hate talking bad about black people.
I mean, if it is what it is,
we got to be accountable
sometimes
to some of our actions.
I think it's sometimes unfair because our only view is black people, so we constantly compare it to like we live in white societies. We know what the fuck them people be doing.
Yeah.
But so we are our only
true.
view. So you can't say, oh no, this nigga is us. But I think that in our community a lot we have conflated what the word submission means.
Yeah, we have.
And
Thank you.
Submission I had it explained to me as submission means I do my job so you can do your job.
Yeah.
And if I'm not doing my job, then you have to do both.
Yeah.
And if you're not doing your job, then I have to do both. Submission is permission to be in charge, right? It's not about, oh, you have to do what I say because you're a woman. Nigga, what?
Yeah, the entitlement.
There are men who said, like, I've had a conversation with an adult male who looked at me in my face and was like, you should want to follow me because I'm a man.
Nah.
I said,
to hell?
I said, but where are you going? I said, but where are you going?
Not going where you
I said,
going.
in 5 years, where are you?
Right.
He goes, well, you know, I'm on my shit.
I ain't got a plan because
no. I'm on my shit and I'm doing, okay, what does your shit look like? Where does your shit live?
Define the shit.
Where does your shit live? Where does your shit live? Yeah. What does your shit drive?
Right.
Can I still wear Oscar de la Renta in your shit?
Right.
Because if so, I don't want to go with you because I wear it now. Mm-hmm. If I can go do that now, why would I follow you to what feels like poverty?
And I think that's what a lot of guys are really, the guys that are threatened, not the men, but the guys are threatened when some women are self-sufficient. It was like, well, dang, that's not the thing that I could sell to her. I have to actually be something
you
more.
You can still sell that to me. Hold on, I don't want you.
No, I'm just saying, like,
money's not a driver, but you gotta have it.
But I'm just saying, you're not. You like what the guy was saying. Like, well, I can. It's like, what is your plan, and how is that going to contribute to family or legacy, like, and taking care of me and our children, and making sure that we have what we need to properly support you. If you don't have something in plan that supports that, then you're not saying nothing. Well, you should just want to be with me. I'm the man. That's not enough.
Bro, being a leader is has a wide range of duties. You have to lead in being the bigger person. You have to lead in being patient. Mm-hmm. You have to lead in a multitude of spaces. It's just delegation. Not right in delegation. Mm-hmm. And I think it's just. It gets very segmented, like what Nikki was saying. It's just like, oh, I'm the man, so I'm the leader. And I am a person that believes that men should lead because we do have to fill in certain roles when things are in danger or when we fall or whatever. Men have to take responsibility in certain ways. So I do feel like men should lead, but being a leader also means you lead in delegating, like she said. Mm-hmm. Is knowing where your woman's strengths and weaknesses lie and being like, yo, you better than me at this. Yeah. That's a great leader. Yeah. That's being like, yo, I'm not good with this. And we talked about this all the time on the podcast, which is why we're not extremely red pill. But we're very objective.
She said we the reddest pill, bro.
That's not what I said.
She said it's a burnt red.
For a liar.
Yeah, crimson pill.
I do think what you're saying or what you're doing in your relationship is the mark of a leader. Is actually looking back and taking responsibility for the whole thing and being like, what should I do differently?
Yeah. And since then, it's blissful now, and I'm sure something's gonna flare up. But that's when I get to practice.
Like
that's when I get to practice
learning.
it in actual. Like, all right, bro, this is the time to check the ego. Like, I was like, yo, you might need to come up with a code word when it flare up. Like, if it flare up and you said something that triggered me to say something. Yeah, and I'd be like, oh shit, my fault, I'm doing it.
No, but also I think that a lot of times there are women who are naturally more aggressive. Not that they're saying they're any less feminine, just the way that they speak can be naturally more aggressive, right? So I think that for some women, and it's unfair to them, that nigga who you talking to, that's what that means.
But you've
taken it wrong. Instead of taking in practice, you should hear nigga who you talking to and say, who am I talking? I'm talking to the love of my life. I'm talking to the mother of my children.
Yeah, but that's not when another nigga say it, you don't hear that. You hear like
the only problem.
Yeah, but that's I'm checking myself. But the natural reaction is what?
The only problem when women say this is because we have a line with y'all. There's a line with y'all. So y'all nigga who you talking to, that shit is fluff. Like I can't when a nigga says that to me, it's no bar now. It's like we either gonna be fighting or whatever. That's why I hate when
y'all cut me off when I was going somewhere. I was saying, nigga, who are you talking to in my mind? I'm not gonna say that to you. I'm gonna say, fuck it, I'm gonna do it myself. Whatever it is. Like you said, I'm taking out the trash. I'm doing all the shit that you think that you're providing for me because I can do this.
Oh, y'all wildin'. See, I actually hear nigga who you talking to my face.
No, and
then I tweak up like, I'll tell you I'm talking to.
But for me, I don't think that's again, what I would or wouldn't do isn't always what's right or wrong, but I think that a lot of women who are just, I know naturally aggressive women who are more feminine than most other women, like,
I agree.
but it's the way that they speak.
Yeah.
And if And again, like you said, this gives you practice to check. I'm not saying that you should be spoken to that way if you don't like
No, but I should actually check my ego.
Right,
Like, who am I talking to? But the natural reaction is
It's fight words.
Right.
for me.
what?
Right.
Bro.
And then
but you're not saying
what I
those
had to
are
write down,
triggers.
no, because
Yeah,
Chris did hit on something. He said love is not enough. So then I started writing what's really important to me in a relationship, and love ain't even in the top 5.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Respect and appreciation is 1 and 2 for me. So when I start feeling unappreciated, I be having to remind a nigga why you should appreciate a nigga like me.
But-
and that's women don't like that.
But if you
I don't like doing it, but then sometimes you get in a space where you be like, hold on, man. We life changers over here.
Sometimes
But you
I'm
know,
just gonna
but in my last relationship, the guy would get heated, and I would have to remind him, I'm not your enemy, and that would calm him down because he realized, oh, I'm talking to her like I am her.
That's a
enemy.
good
I
phrase.
said,
to
I'm
say.
not
It
your
is.
enemy here.
Yeah.
I'm disagreeing with you, but I'm not your enemy.
Yeah.
Like I'm not here to tear you down or see you do bad.
Mhm.
And she
We're
got a
here.
fighting spirit too, so then we just be 2 niggas fighting. Nigga.
But that establishes her as a peer. My wife is
Yeah.
not my peer. She's
Nah.
not. She's not me. She can't step the way I step. So no, I'm not gonna sit here and step to her in a way that establishes that we're equal. We're not.
you mean a
so you have
physical
to
peer. Okay.
right. She's a wife. I can never walk in the room she walks in.
No. And Chris
so
is
for me
100%
to
right.
for me to go and step in the ring with her, like we've talked about on the phone, that
Yeah.
establishes a mother.
No, he's right.
We said it on pod. Like if me and Kadeem face up and put our hands up against each other, we're subconsciously establishing ourselves as equal, or establishing ourselves as enough of a threat to have to do this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like if Matt was talking shit to me and I just laughed him off, man, get the fuck out of here.
That's so disrespectful.
That's
You
me.
son
That's
him.
more
Yeah.
disrespectful.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
more
yeah.
disrespectful.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying get disrespectful with your wife, but you got to understand her place. If she starts getting all crazy and talking crazy, man, all right.
But I think,
We're not going there.
and I think there's value in not going there, right? Because, as for I struggle with the whole. Well, I am someone who believes I'm not the head of my house, but I don't like words like "you're not my peer." Don't feel good in my spirit. I hear you. I know what it means. Okay.
Semantics.
But we can't. And you know what, Nikki? We can't even go there with y'all. That's what I was saying earlier.
No, you can't. Well, no.
If you looked at me and said, "Who the fuck you talking
here's
to?"
the-
I can't even really go to where we need to go with that.
Here's the difference.
Because y'all would have knocked somebody through
No,
the wall.
but
with
here's
something.
That's
the
how
difference,
I hear it every
The
time
way
it's
that-
said.
Right, but also I think that's the point, right? That's the point of saying it. Who are you talking to? Because let's say that I say it to you, it sounds different than if Crystal says it to you. Because who are you
on the
talking to?
tone.
No. If we both say, who is you talking to?
No.
What a moment can be taken. He said no. No, but
No, no,
I'm not
no,
saying
no.
if she says it. I'm saying the idea behind it is, for me, it's, bitch, you just Nikki.
No, I'm agreeing with. No, I'm agreeing with you. I was
Oh,
talking in
that's-
this. I was
that's
talking.
my
No,
fault.
no, I was talking in a relationship setting. But you kind of like made me think about something. Like that should be a reminder, yo. When your wife or your woman says, "Who the f are you talking to?" That should make you think, "Oh, I'm talking to my wife," and that should.
That's
deflate.
exactly. But
That's what I'm saying.
my ego, your ego tripped first,
Yeah.
and you be
But
like,
it's the tone. Yeah, it's
yeah,
the
you
tone.
like, hold on. I'll
And
tell you who I think
Because
I'm
if she, no,
talking
that's
to.
the
my
thing.
nigga.
Because if she had asked you and she said, Kadeem,
Who you talking to?
Kadeem, that's what I'm saying. If she said
you
it like this,
talking to?
Kadeem, who you talking to? That probably would be received a
Yeah,
little
but it don't
better.
be that way. Like, nigga, who the fuck you think you talking to? And I be like, the fuck you think you talking to?
But honestly,
And be
and
going up.
I'm gonna speak for me as someone who used to speak to people in general, not even just men that way. I was a hothead. Like Chris makes a lot of jokes about me because he remember like I'll fight a nigga. I don't care.
It's still in there.
Like who are you talking to, right? And I realized that was a lot of big feelings
Yeah.
that I couldn't get out or express, or that I felt like weren't being respected,
That's deep.
right? So what I do for me now, what's important to me is when I go into a partnership relationship, I have big feelings that sometimes I need help working through. I'm not going to always know the words for my big feelings. I'm working hard to learn them all the time and to be able to articulate them. But in relationship with me, it is important to understand that I might get a little slick. And it's okay to ask me, hey, yo,
Chill.
big feeling, what's wrong?
Big feeling.
My last relationship, that
No,
was
I
our
like
thing.
that.
He would
No,
go, big feeling, what's
I like
wrong?
that.
Hey,
Or he would go, what are you actually upset about? Because there's no way you carrying on like this. What
That's
is you
right.
picking up dust for?
Right.
Even if he's frustrated. Because it would be like, yo, yo, what you actually mad about? Let's sit down. Talk to me. Talk to me. Your
That's
baby.
still
And
still a man, like
that's-
telling you like you relax.
that's love.
But I would do it to him too. Like, hey. Why do you go forehead? Hey, your third eye is real dark right now. Wake that up.
That's the understanding we need with each other, but that's also the curse
hard.
that's the curse of commitment too. Because when you get comfortable with people, then your real self and those vulnerable big feelings tend to come out with comfortability.
But I think
That
that's-
also speaks to peace because
true, too.
y'all are comfortable. Just because we're comfortable with each other doesn't mean it's going to be all love and and giggles and all that stuff, I'm comfortable. I'm taking my clothes off. Now you see my flaws.
Yeah.
Now you see everything that's not really right with me. So now I can, now I might lash out a little easier because I'm comfortable with you. And that also speaks to the work that has to be done too. There's another side that
I agree.
there has to be work that has to be done with the vulnerability.
You learn that with age. I think I'm not gonna lie. Maybe in the last year, I learned what the word vulnerable means. I thought vulnerable just meant let me share things that may feel secretive. That's not vulnerability.
No, it's not.
Right?
Showing that soft spot.
Not even a soft spot.
I'm saying that raw.
I thought that's what vulnerable meant.
Uncovered.
I thought being soft with you meant I was being vulnerable. That's not true. Being vulnerable is let me share these spaces with you and
that
invite
look
you
ugly and shameful
and live in them anyway.
Yeah.
It's not about sharing it with you so you know. It's sometimes I live here. Come live here with me.
Yeah.
Right? So like we were talking about earlier about how love is a very pretty word, right? It's nice, it's cool. But a long-lasting relationship, it's commitment.
Yep.
It's a choice.
Yep.
It's the work. People say, oh, relationships aren't hard work. Then you have never been in a real one.
Never.
Because joining your life with another stranger and the effort to not become
Just the thought
strangers
of it is so
anymore,
Reflection.
it's a lot.
That reflection, that mirror
Just
is scary.
living with
And
somebody
your-
else is a
bro,
lot.
And your partner will show you things about you.
Mm-hmm.
I have learned that a lot of things that I would see in men that I didn't like were my weak areas. So it's like, you remind me that I feel like that. And I don't like it. And I can't take it out on me. So I'm going to take it out on
person
you.
that's closest to you.
And men do the same, right?
Yeah,
When men
facts.
see strong, I have noticed, I have dated men in therapy who've gone to therapy, men who haven't gone to therapy, or done the work, whatever you want to call it. The men who have not gone to therapy have seen when I do get comfortable and become baby and sensitive. I do that earlier on in the beginning now. I'm better at leading with
With softness.
right. But they would see that and it would trigger them. Why are you being so fucking weak all the time? Like, why are you so emotional?
sad.
Like, bro, what are you so, like, why are you always crying? Like, why does this bother you so much? It's not that big of a
They
deal.
don't
It's not
understand
that deep.
that's a trust.
It's not that deep.
Yeah, it's definitely a
It's,
trust.
and in my mind, I'm like, yo, but I'm telling you because I want you to stop. I think that you love me. So I don't think you want to make me feel this way. And you don't know if I'm not telling you.
Yeah.
Right? Versus men who I'm dating now, it's like, you've been crying a lot lately. You okay?
There you go.
Talking about good man.
Everything's been triggering you. And even if they're frustrated, hey, yo, everything I had this conversation last week. Yo, everything been triggering you. What the fuck is going on with you? And that's how he said it.
And I
because
think
he's frustrated.
that's the leading and the bigger person, and Kadeem is strong enough to do that. So when you see your woman lashing out or yelling, it's more so we
you
gotta
doing?
see that as
Yeah.
a cry to come here. That's a cry for closeness. That's a cry for
And
your
men
strength.
too, ladies, we are not exempt from that.
Yeah.
No, for sure.
If all of a sudden
That's
your
a
man
grace that's
getting real
needed.
wild, slick, and real stompy around, and all of a sudden he ain't got no patience for you,
Facts.
and everything going wrong. And I get how our first mind is to this nigga's not do because men like to lead
Ego.
with doing A, B, and C, but also that's a person. Like, so when your nigga come home and he being wild rough 2-3 days in a row, hey, you, that third eye, it's real dark.
You in there.
That's a foundation. It's
Let me tap on
always
that.
a
What's wrong with you?
foundational cause to something.
Yeah.
And I think that's what a relationship should be, understanding that there's a cause to why you're acting like this.
Now if you clear it up, you don't do nothing.
Right.
That is
But that should be the person you choose should be the person that can pull you out of those spaces or come in them with you. Like you said, we go in there and we can sit in this room together and figure it out. Or it could be, I'm gonna leave you in here.
But stay with me while I figure it out.
Right.
You know, I think that's the good thing about relationships that people are so afraid of is that if you allow it, you can grow to be a better person if you lean in.
Lean in.
Because that's what
It
you're
ain't
doing.
easy
You're-
though.
you're-
Oh no,
you're
I've been leaning in, but it's still some work to be done.
There's an immense.
It's a lot, bro. It's
Two is
yo,
becoming
a
one.
kid living with each other, like all that is a lot.
That's
So
where the
then-
love. That's where the love is.
That's
the
where it becomes
love's
important.
for you.
It's
right.
8 other words you get to before love.
No, but the love
Those
is
all
what's
equal love.
pulling you there.
Facts.
And I just think
Can I
that-
please go to this next
Oh,
clip?
okay.
Sorry.
That was a good one. That was the best one.
Y'all there was no clip there. I was just talking.
That was the best.
Okay.
I'm really good
don't always
at
need
this
a clip.
podcast shit, bro.
What
That
you got?
side was not needed, Lydia. No, I was
I'm
hitting.
just breathing and I'm cold, so it's 67
Anyway.
degrees in this bitch.
supposed to just
Thank you. That's Your partner is supposed to disturb your peace so you can grow.
Yeah, play the clip. It was a good one.
Let's play the clip.
I need to hear what it sounds
Me
like.
too.
I'll write it down.
Disturbed.
Fucking.
Right. Sounds like an oxymoron.
It might make more sense when you hear it.
Right.
We're gonna try. We're gonna try.
And
I'm not here to bring you peace. Let's get that straight. I think I've even said it myself, be his peace, be his peace. And I've thought about this over and over again. But a man that doesn't have already self-induced peace, or a woman, in their lives, a partner's actually meant to disrupt your peace so that you can grow. And I know before anyone says, well, if they don't bring peace to my life, then I don't want them in it because I've worked so hard to establish the peace that I already have. Okay. But what does a collaboration in any kind of business or any kind of relationship look like? Bumps, uphill battles, and then there's that nice coasting wave that you guys both have together where you ride it. And then that tide comes back in. And then you go through it all over again. So this whole be my peace sentiment, decided to get rid of it. Peace.
I'm rolling too. I'm rolling. No, because you do got. I'm rolling because you do got to be at peace, but in growth, you're gonna, there's a lot that goes into that. So you're gonna have some bumps. You're gonna, even what I'm talking about now about checking my ego, there was some bumps to get to that point. I wouldn't be even thinking about growing in that way. If I was by myself, I'd be peaceful as fuck.
Right.
I wouldn't even have none of that strife to change. And even if we talk about the gym a lot here, even though y'all said we don't look like we be in the gym. Don't make me lift this shirt up.
Please don't. I'm done.
Yeah, we just ignore that.
There's pain in that. No, when your muscles is going, what happens, Chris? You feel a little strain.
Right. You're not
hurt.
comfortable.
So is uncomfortability. That's the only thing for me. I'm like, you have to define what peace is and what being disturbed.
I just didn't like how she tried to make it feel like it's my job to help you grow. Like we're going to grow just automatically as human beings as our life progresses as we age.
I don't agree with that.
I don't either.
Because I've been in relationships where I wasn't helping a nigga grow because I was scared. I've been there.
And there's 40
people that are sitting by themselves, not growing at all.
No, what she's saying is if you be in a relationship by default, you guys are there. You're going to make each other grow. That's what she meant, though. That's what she meant by that.
Because I just went back to some dark times where
she didn't say build a man. She said you're going to
and
see
I
if
think
you being you is gonna.
I knew some niggas once who would say things like, "Oh, you need a girlfriend because they do stuff for you, help you get better places."
Oh, that's not
they
growth.
were bummy ass niggas. That's why when I heard it,
they were looking for you to take care of them.
That's the opposite of growth.
Right.
That's the opposite of growth.
Exactly.
Right.
So
Like
that's where
he
my
was looking
brain
for another
enabler.
mother.
And it's not even just in relationships, right? Like the best relationships change you as an individual in good ways, where you react with everyone differently. How you approach life changes because of the things that you were learning in this relationship. And like we were just saying, good relationships are very, very hard.
Bruh.
They're a lot of hard work.
Like Kadeem said, he was more peaceful when he was single. My wife asked me this. She was like, "How was your life when you were single?" It was peaceful.
What?
I was like, it was very peaceful. I was having a good time.
A great time.
But also,
the greatest time.
But also, on top of that, I said, if I would have stayed there, I wouldn't have had this. I wouldn't have my second daughter.
Yep.
It's like me, I can come home every day and sit on a recliner and be at peace.
Yep.
Like, people don't understand how a man's peace, men can sleep on the floor, eat a sandwich, drink some water, and be at peace. But no, I'm just saying
I'm not sleeping on the floor.
No,
like
I'm
Chris
saying,
said,
but
but
for a man
my
to
version
be,
of that.
For a man can put up with that.
Yeah, we could.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We can do that. I'm not saying that's what I was doing, but I'm saying it's certain. There's a thin line between peace and comfort zone. There really is. You can be in a comfort zone and be peaceful. You know what I'm saying? That's a peaceful place.
Yeah.
But there are other things to get, and that also speaks to what's your goals in a relationship. If your goal is just to have a 1-bedroom apartment and go to Walmart and do stuff like that, that's cool. But if your goal is to have some uptrend, then we going to have to get a little unpeaceful.
I just think it's really important that we stop asking people to become our peace.
Facts.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cringe.
That's called, a therapist will call it emotional enmeshment. And they would tell you that's unhealthy to look to other people to provide those kinds of feelings for you, to provide
happiness too.
Yeah, to provide
I'm about to say that, or happiness,
because then it becomes dependent on them.
Yep.
And that means they can take it away.
And there's a lot of
And
pressure.
you'll choose, and it becomes toxic because you'll choose that instead of finding your own happiness, right? So if this horrible ass nigga has become your source of peace and happiness, let's say in the beginning he wasn't a horrible ass nigga. It's usually how it goes.
Right.
Usually in the beginning they're absolutely perfect. They're wonderful. And then just they can tell when you have like gotten a certain amount of digmatized and now you stuck. They can see it in your eyes. They can, as a former listen,
they start cutting
I'm
up.
almost 34. I have lived enough life to know that maybe once or twice I might have been digmatized. But they usually get to cutting up and now it's like, oh my God, I can't let this go because this is where I find happiness. Bitch, this happy to you?
Yeah.
But it's the only happy you know, because it's where you put your happiness at. Like,
Yeah, you got
And at that
to.
point,
So
it's
what
not
you saying?
even
You got to
really happy the
diversify your
majority of the
happiness.
time.
you know, my
I agree,
happiness
though.
live right here.
But you got to diversify it though. It comes from different angles.
Yeah, but all of them right in here though. I don't need none of you. There's
No,
nothing
I
that
agree
makes
with
me
what you're
happy
saying. I
that
agree with what
can
you're
be
saying.
created
You're the
outside of it.
driver of those angles. You might
yeah.
find happiness in walking in the park. Find happiness in going to the movies. Find happiness
happiness walking
in
to the
your
movies,
man's
baby.
nether regions. Have a happiness in potting. Happiness in this. But you have to put yourself first and actually be proactive in pursuing your said happiness. And that's why a lot of times relationships and when we have families, it gets even harder to maintain because you have to upkeep the family. So then certain things that you do drive happiness from, you don't have the time for.
Yeah.
Bro. So I have been really busy lately, which is why we don't have guests. I've been very, very busy.
Y'all got to get in the comments. Go ahead. Grams of Snow podcast. Come on, man. Snowfall. We need y'all.
and
Recession. We need y'all.
I just keep thinking about my friends with children.
Mm.
And it's like, I am doing so much and I'm not willing to sacrifice any of it. Right? Like everything that I'm doing is getting me to a better space in life. It's things that I've wanted to do, things I'm excited to do. I could not imagine finishing a day with 3 contracts and then at 5 o'clock, there's a 2-year-old who wants to hold my
At your ass.
Because you can't tell a 2-year-old, mommy doesn't want to be touched today.
No, you
You
can't.
can't do that because they don't understand that, right? You can't tell you can only tell a nigga for so long, hey, you don't touch me either. That's not gonna last but for so long. Even the best of niggas gonna be like, hey, shorty,
Yeah.
like you can't do that.
There's really like a 5-day variance on that.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
no facts.
It's a thing because they're gonna get it for a while. But I just think about if I had a child right now. So like when you have a family, not just a kid, but being a wife is a job. It is a job.
Y'all better put some respect on that job too, man. People don't be respecting that job.
There's work that goes into it. I'm not a wife. I don't know, but it looks like it's. I'm not gonna say it's harder. It might be more emotionally laborious. I feel like to be a wife. Am I right?
Yeah.
Bro, having kids makes me look at single motherhood completely differently.
And then so those kids, even though a husband,
I
and not that
understand bitter single mothers.
and not that a husband is. I don't like saying that men are the people's other children, but they do have to take care of them emotionally too. So I can't keep telling a man. I had to have this conversation a couple weeks ago. I had to get a little humble. Like, hey, I ain't talked to you in a couple of days, and when I do, it's just, hey, what's up? I'm tired. He's like, yo, you good?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, but I am just. He's like, okay, so is this too much? I was like, no. He's like, you sure? I feel like it's too much for you. I was like, no. He's like, so you're not working tomorrow, right? And I was like, no. Like you just
Get you together.
Sometimes you gotta be like.
Sometimes you got to run down on them like
You
that.
do. You really
I'm
do.
like, okay. He's like, you don't have to do all that working. That's the whole point of me being around here. And I was like, sound good.
That and there's something to that comfort zone of the ambitious woman too. That's a comfort zone too. And I'm not trying to drive any woman to go have kids or family. That's your prerogative. But there also are a lot of
It is
women
a
that
comfort
find.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't like I just don't. I
I'm
think
gonna
everybody should
I'ma
live.
clean it up so you're good.
Live your life. But there is a comfort zone to pursuing your path corporately or whatever. You get comfortable in that. Because even though having a family is hard, there are priceless moments in it.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I
Super
stand in the
priceless.
house and I'm just like, you couldn't pay for this shit. You can't.
They
pay for
don't
this.
get that, and we really like that shit. They don't get that. I be home sometimes just sitting there chilling on the couch like, damn, this shit is dope.
Right.
No, for real. Like,
Right.
yo, I got a real family. Like, Christmas
Right.
coming around. I don't even do gifts. And Sienna was unwrapping a gift from her godmother, and I teared up. Like, oh, shit.
Yeah, you can't buy that.
Like I love this little.
Yo, no, for real. And she don't know what the gift is. The gift don't matter. Just watching her unwrap it, and you be like,
Right.
you be
Give
like,
her avocado.
yo, I'm telling you.
It's like the stress, the immense amount of stress is offset by the reward.
Yo, it's super rewarding.
But I think too, this peaks the ambitious woman part of it, right? Because I guess that's where I fall in.
You ambitious?
If something goes wrong, though, it's all on me.
You successful?
Quite.
You successful?
All right. I can tell you when the show goes off.
Run it up.
But but it's crazy because I think we're all pursuing something. There's a dark side to it, man.
No, and don't get me wrong. Right? Again, I don't know if I want children anymore. And not in like
Ain't
some
gonna be no
negative-
little nicks running around.
I don't know, nigga. That's a lot.
Little sick.
That's crazy.
I think you scared of yourself.
That too.
You gonna spit out a twin and she gonna be like, "What the fuck's up?" You gonna be like,
Yeah.
And you know what's crazy and
That
what
could
I really
happen.
love
It would be more like a
what
boy
I
for
really
her.
love about our I would not want a little boy. What I love about our
That's what
generation
you would
is
get.
we
don't
are
decide.
so much more healed now in the way that we deal with our kids.
Yeah.
Now I have to be like, oh, you're triggering me because you're 2 and you have no emotional intelligence. Oh, it's my
Yeah.
job to teach that.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't know how to do that because I didn't
Yeah.
tell you.
Facts.
So people look at kids like
We're more
screaming and
accountable.
yelling and like they're like cussing them out.
They're a reflection.
You're asking a 3-year-old to do something you didn't teach her how to do.
Facts.
Right.
You're giving a 3-year-old
Yo,
more
it's cra-
emotional responsibility than an adult. Because you would do that. You can't handle that big feeling.
Right.
And you want the 3-year-old to do it? They've been here 3 years, dog. They
Yeah.
do.
Bruh.
Yo, the other day she was her sister and mom was at my house and she was playing like Heads Up, but it was like numbers and letters. But Sienna was reading them backwards, but I was like, oh shit, nobody's ever told you to read right to left.
Right.
Yeah.
You just reading the numbers. I'm like, and my baby smart as hell, but she was just like 7, 8 in my mom, but she was reading them backwards, and I'm like, damn,
That's
it's so
actually-
much
that's
they
actually a sign of
don't.
It's a blank
No,
slate.
yeah,
bro.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like they, like you said. I mean, sometimes she be spazzing on me, and I'd be like,
She doesn't know any
breathe.
better.
I'd be like, it's
Yeah.
okay. Let me wipe your tears. You all right?
Because we're born animals.
Yeah,
So the animalistic reaction to not getting your way
yeah.
is to
Cry.
try and is to scream and cry. Because it worked when she was a baby. And I hate the whole she's manipulating you. She can only
Oh no
cry.
no no
She
no
only use the
no
tools that
no
she
no no
knows.
no no. My baby is smart. She does manipulate.
She's aware.
Yeah.
Aware.
Sometimes no. If I tell her no, put that down, she be like, Anna's sad. I'm like, you ain't sad.
She's not manipulating.
Or maybe
No,
it's,
yeah,
or maybe
no,
it's
no.
just-
She's smart. She knows she could do that, and sometimes it. No, I'm
She might
telling
be a
you,
little
it works.
advanced.
it don't work. Not on
How
me.
is she 3?
But maybe it's the immediance of the emotion. Maybe in that moment she really is sad, and when you give her what she
You
wants, she
tickle
really
it
is
real
happy.
quick. She be like, ha ha. I mean, you ain't sad.
But like
Get
when
over it.
people are getting
Yeah,
mad at
nah.
kids for like blaring out, this is the worst thing. It's the worst day ever. They're like, no, it's not. The child's 4. It is.
It might be.
That's
Yeah.
Dropping that lollipop is the worst thing that's ever happened to
because
them.
they don't have the hindsight you got.
That's the worst thing ever.
They don't know nothing
Like,
about 9/11.
So yes, they're falling,
Yo.
They know nothing about it.
You know
yes,
nothing
they're
of the
falling
sort.
out at Walmart because you went by the Pop-Tarts. It's the worst thing
Yeah.
ever happened to them.
Well,
That's real.
Give them some grace. They
That's
just got
real.
here.
Destiny, come on the
And I don't have
podcast,
that.
man, so we could argue about gentle parenting. Come on the pod.
we're back.
I'm like putting nothing in my lips. But that's it.
Right.
That's
We
weird.
can't come back into the show like that.
We just did. It's too late.
That is my gentlemanly thing.
Y'all don't like that word?
It's
Please,
just, I don't
no.
like racist.
I really don't.
Great word.
Oh my god.
It is a great word.
It's a great
What's
thing
it short
too.
for again?
What?
Oh yeah, the
What's it short
definition.
for?
Vagina.
No,
The definition
Put
you gave
salami.
us.
Put salami.
Yes.
Put
I
salami.
didn't
Put
know-
salonimus.
I didn't know that was a real
No,
word.
Willie did. Willie was mad that I said I knew what it was. I was like, he was like, yeah, you been new? Yeah, they've been saying that on Joe Budden podcast for like 3
No,
years
but
now.
I had never looked. I thought they were making that word up.
No,
I don't listen to them anymore.
What? How do you
I don't really
pronounce
listen
it?
to. Oh, so you don't listen to us? You put us in the same category. You said anymore either. Damn, I don't listen to Grams of Snow anymore either.
So no, come on.
I know. Bring back Grams of Snow.
I listen to
Anyway,
y'all sometimes.
that hurts, man.
I do.
We're not red pill.
We're not.
I think honestly,
They're a love pill.
I be watching y'all talk sometimes, and I be like, one.
You be like, that nigga ain't like that.
Who? I mean.
Not me. This nigga here and this nigga
Not
here.
You're
me.
not gonna discredit me.
Not
No one
me.
else is here for me to address.
Who is less?
How's that?
Who is less me?
No, Willie
Who's the
and
biggest-
Al are not here for me to address.
Who's the biggest liar, Nick? Come on. Since you have who's the biggest liar on the pod?
Who be capping?
Between me and Kadeem, who's the biggest liar? Give it a buck. Come on. I just want to hear it.
I do too now.
I don't know.
Oh
What I'm
my-
saying is, I be
No
looking.
PC
You can't.
shit. You gotta pick.
because you already knew. You was like, that nigga ain't like that, and you busted
Which
out
one?
that. Now you gotta
Which
tell the
one?
truth.
Both
Yeah.
y'all
I feel like
real.
she
Which
was, I feel
one?
like she was
Gotta
leaning
pick
towards
one.
Kadeem.
No,
Pick
both
one.
niggas ain't like that.
Oh, that ain't fun.
I
Pick
look at
one.
y'all, I be like,
Pick one.
you do not.
You guys
Well,
are
just say a
faithful,
name. Say,
loving,
what's the first
supportive,
name that came in your
proud
head when I
black
asked the
men.
question? What was the first name that came in your head?
I'm about to play this clip.
Me? Damn.
That nigga ain't like that.
Damn.
Chris is a world-renowned
I'll take
author.
it.
He like
No, I'll take it.
Chris is a goddamn lover boy. He be up here acting like he's not like
No, he be out here talking like he a
I
lover
love
boy.
women.
dog.
Yeah.
I love women.
He do.
He said the only thing he like to put on his lips is. You been on vacation with Chris. Speaking to the mic.
Thank you.
Yeah, you was with me when I was single too. I left y'all niggas.
Now I ain't gonna hold you.
I will go on
Off
there.
the pod,
Oh, no,
Chris
no, wait.
is a different
I
nigga
will
than
go
wait.
book
I will go on the
writer
dono mission
Chris.
quick.
Okay, I'm talking about Mary Chris.
Nah,
Because
sing-
yes, single Chris is a
He's an animal.
that's it. Wow, that's a word.
Not me.
That's a word to choose.
I'll take it. I don't give a fuck.
He's a wolf.
Playing out here.
He is. Yeah, but I'm talking about Mary Chris. I'm like,
Yeah. Come on, move on to the clip.
Well,
Come
Merry
on.
Christmas is because men should be concerned about dying alone as well. So I got a clip for you.
There you go. Good segue.
Thank you, sir.
Y'all want to see somebody get ran through? So, Honest Comedian says y'all bitches gonna love being single until you're in your 80s, no kids, and your family dead. Keep playing. Then Solomon came with the drag. He said, let's have us a more salient conversation. Men have shorter lives than women, fail to create healthy platonic relationships, and neglect mental health and emotional health. Why? He said, we love to use fear of partnership against women, but at the end of the day, men should be fearful of growing old alone. He goes on to say the time we waste performing our masculinity before one another was the time we were supposed to be using to form meaningful bonds. Y'all boys are gonna like this one right here. It's nothing like knocking on 50 in your 15-year-old BMW, high blood pressure in a room with your mama house, and a lifetime of estranged relationships. Wondering why you can't date successfully, so you look for relationships that you can manipulate with money and people you can control. Because you have not cultivated an emotional maturity to have an adult relationship. He said, but by all means, let's continue to talk about these women single and gingerly skip over why you single. Solomon said, don't be concerned about women being single. Be concerned about the possibility of a woman being able to cohabitate with a man who doesn't clean his fingernails, believes in do say water alternative, and wants to lead a relationship but doesn't know how to lead his damn self. This one I knew he was coming for the drag. Men rounding 30 start all that hating because they spent a decade being emotionally wounded community penis. He ended it by saying, you bitter because nobody wants to spend the next decade of their lives fixing your brokenness and your bullshit. What y'all think in the comment section, man? Now, all my grown people, watch out for the little ass boys in the comments that can talking about some simping. Look out for it.
Nah, that won't. I don't think it was
I don't
pandering.
think that was pandering.
I don't think it was pandering.
Borderline.
Okay, I'll take that.
I said
Who
borderline.
and why?
Still the women, because we be like, why are women single? But why are men single? But most women don't choose most guys.
That could be accountability.
I like that. I always like
I
that point.
think that was probably accountability.
Oh no, I'm rolling with y'all. I like the clip. No, I like the clip. I like what he was saying. But it's still borderline
Question about
pandering.
pandering, and this is just an aside.
Go ahead before we before we get into it.
Yeah, how come when niggas point out, because they called you a pander a couple.
They call us panders.
But this one specifically, you were acknowledging that women are dealing with a lot more, and men are being unhealed and whatever. And
For sure.
You were showing a woman's point of view. In
Yes.
Yeah.
And people called that pandering.
Yeah.
Right. But when a woman decides to know where men are coming from and to try and hold themselves accountable for
People call them pick-me's.
no, they don't. Niggas
they do.
No, I'm talking about men specifically.
Oh.
Men say, yeah, she gets it. This, that, the third. Like, so how come we got to understand you, but it's pandering when y'all want to understand us?
I think that happens on both sides though.
Men and women are in competition with each other, and we are not supposed to be in competition.
When I call
bro.
somebody a panderer, me personally, it is another content creator that I love what they're doing from a content perspective, but they be like sitting up straight, Derek Jackson in it, and not living their raps.
Gotcha.
Right.
But pandering is a delusional. It's a delusional space. You saying, oh, women are queens, they're never
Being
wrong.
extra.
That's pandering.
When someone's being extra.
I have something that aligns to that clip, but it's Derek Jackson telling us, like, we'll wave him off.
So we
yeah.
do understand. So here we don't conflate pandering and accountability.
Right.
No, we want it's supposed to be everybody's accountable.
Bro, I don't give a fuck what niggas say. We in this room, we don't sit here and try and front like dudes ain't out here doing wrong. I've been a dude who's done wrong.
Facts.
So I'm not gonna sit here and act like all men are just great and y'all all the prize. And women should just submit to all you guys. No, some of y'all are some
we don't
fuck
believe
niggas,
that here. No,
and y'all 40 and y'all still on some fuck nigga shit.
Yes.
And there's some women out there.
Yes,
that's
same.
delusional.
And y'all got too much to say. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now let's address the clip.
No, that's what I'm saying. Since she said we red pill, fuck it.
Were you talking to us?
No, I'm talking to the niggas.
We're talking to the camera, to the internet.
The internet people.
They all, even the last clip that he posted, and he was talking about women. I was like, I will not allow y'all to pander no more. But it was basically because he was like, who's harder on who? And I think we're both hard on each other. But it's like,
this also feeds into that conversation that you're going through.
it does.
Who's harder on who?
Yeah, but I would say it's out. The only reason I always say that y'all are harder on us is because culturally and from a entertainment
What's being
perspective,
pushed
everything is pushed y'all
on
direction.
men.
Yes. So how can it be possible that I'm harder on you when you are being told from inception that a guy should treat you like this, that everybody blah blah blah,
Because
or
also from inception, y'all are bucking against it.
I think black.
I don't think that's true.
I think black men are held accountable on the front and the back end, but black women are held accountable in the middle. Like, say, let's just use the example of a man not being there for his children. Women have to pay for that, but men hold that accountability. If a woman has to struggle and the kid has to struggle, it's because of the father. But the women have to pay for said like absence. You know what I'm saying? I think, like you said, we're harder on each other, but I think ultimately maybe black men hold more brunt of the punishment. Because even in that absence, that man is still suffering, or that man is in prison, or that man is dead, or whatever. So I think it's
living his best life.
Or that too.
And she at home being called everything but a child of God because a nigga did her wrong.
That too.
But then
So I
there's
think
accountability on
that's the
selection.
objectivity.
You also get to select who you have kids with.
So to the
You
to
want
the
that nigga when
clip-
I got knocked up.
Yeah.
Some they be that too sometimes.
So is there actual
a lot of time.
I don't ever think there's an absolute foolproof plan, because we can tell women what to look for, but then men will just act like said man that we said to look for.
For a
And then
brief
so
moment of time,
so what is
a
the
vicious
difference?
cycle.
Yeah, and I think I don't. Y'all like to say I talk idealistically or whatever. I just think we need to start acting in a way that cuts down the percentages of negativity. There's never not going to be deadbeat people or people who hurt people, but there are guidelines that we can stand by to cut the losses. But
Yeah, but then I say that. Back to this point real quick because we don't get off.
Because we're not going to talk about the
Right.
clip, and we're.
No, I like the clip though.
I like the clip
Yeah.
too. Yeah, see, I thought I like the clip because there is a lot of guys out here that are single talking about women, and a lot of it do be delusion. That dude that he make X amount of money, he out of shape, he want a trophy, and you not even in the ballpark to get a trophy, bro. So I don't.
we should be afraid of dying alone.
Yeah,
We should.
And I think that.
And I think, but I also think that a fear shouldn't be the driver of our unions. This shouldn't. We shouldn't be sitting and telling, "Oh, women, you got to find a man because you might die alone." That shouldn't be our main motivation. It's true, but it shouldn't be why the method we use to get women to come with us.
But that comes from y'all's fear of being alone, right? Like,
Well, hold on. Kinda, but what about the women nowadays? It's cool to be the rich auntie.
so me, hi. But I think that I was talking to someone and they said to me that women all over the world have gone on sex strike without talking about it.
Sex strike?
Yes, because you niggas don't know how to act.
I don't know.
So women, as a global thing.
I'm about to say, I don't know. If I was
Here.
single, I'd be out here shooting shit. Bang, 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 bang,
Shooting
bang,
shit is
bang.
one thing, but when I say sex strike, that's
scared.
dramatic. So sex strike versus women aren't partnering with men anymore.
Yeah.
They'll fuck you. And y'all have talked about it, how women are trying to act like quote unquote niggas now, doing all this shit. You see what I'm saying?
That's true.
Do you think that could be in response to?
That's the price of luxury.
Because part of it is men will use that you're going to be old as someone who's over 30 and childless.
That's the price of
Right.
luxury, though.
I hear a lot of, you don't want a family? Who told you I want a family? Like and bro, in the grand scheme of things, I'm 33.
Yeah.
Like I'm not old, dog. Like am I older? Yeah.
Why he cough like that?
I don't really care. Chris has been married to the same person twice. Like I don't care about Chris is a pig.
Y'all not-
He's out of the pool. I don't care about what he think about marriage. Like it's none of my business. So
Rare.
I'm just fucking. I'm just
that's
fucking
not
with you.
my business. Like
I'm just fucking with you, yo.
but they talk about it as if I'm like have this scarlet letter, right? Like, oh my God, you're so old, you have to. And men are doing that because they want me to settle for them, and that's what
That pressure.
a lot of this red pill content is, right? I feel like
Fear mongering.
I feel like a lot
Okay,
of niggas,
I'll roll with that. I'll
a
roll.
lot of
I'm rolling.
niggas have heard men who may have a certain stature talk in an effort to uplift them. I think some of it's dumb. Some of it probably is, hey, nigga, get your shit together, right?
Right.
A lot
And
of it
you've-
do be that.
And you've heard that and you've ingested that and not really played it out, but all you heard was you're worthy, right? So you decided to act that out and try to live a rap that's not yours yet.
Yep.
And you feel that way and you have decided to tell women that, well, it's a shortage of real niggas. Ain't enough niggas to go around for all the niggas that y'all want.
Right. So you
to
better
be-
take this
And ladies, look at
bad
as
credit.
a single person
Uh-oh.
who's doing pretty well. There's enough of them niggas out there. There's no shortage.
But you also Nikki though.
Period.
But
But-
you speaking from a place of convenience.
I'm speaking of a place of fine. But
That's, so
Pretty
your
privilege.
eye
Pretty
view is
privilege.
going to be different
No,
from the
but-
average woman's eye view.
But some of these men are talking to
But
women
I
like,
also think if that's just appearance, right? Yes, I get that the men that I speak to may look different, but there are rich, ugly niggas.
no, I'm saying
Like, what are
okay,
you talking about?
okay.
They rich, they ugly, they
More
still get hoes.
Ugly niggas and rich
No,
fine niggas.
but also
Okay.
I think that it's a whole different thing. But they do this thing where they want you to believe there's a shortage, and they want you to
There
believe
is.
that if you don't hurry up, you're gonna have to settle or you'll die alone. And women
There is a shortage.
and they want to do this thing where they take a choice from you, right? Because women choosing is a problem, and that's what these niggas things is. They have realized that because they like to say things like, "Oh well, men decide when to get married, and men do this, and a nigga's not gonna pick you. Don't you want to be picked?" And they see Lori Harvey doing picking.
Nah, no.
But she's not doing picking.
No.
Or
Lori Harvey.
or maybe she said, "I don't want to be picked." Either way, we're not here to debate that with you. Little girl's 25, act like 25-year-old.
Lori Harvey is.
But I knew it was a controversial. I shouldn't have said that name. But
Because you said
But
she's
not
picking.
I'm not coming for Lori Harvey.
You want to use
I'm not coming for her character.
No.
I'm just trying to interject and put some on this message because I'm not saying you're lying here. I'm just saying Lori Harvey's pretty. Nikki has a pretty face. Look at her face. She's
you just
pretty.
called me fat.
I didn't.
He did not
I'm
call
saying
you
what
fat.
you have on the
He did
camera.
not call you fat on
No,
my
I did
podcast.
not.
Y'all got to stop it.
We're talking about what you.
You heard that too, right?
Nikki. We're talking about what we can see on camera.
Are you yelling at me?
No, he's not yelling either.
doubling
All I'm
down.
saying is
I'm baby.
y'all's view of the men is skewed because y'all attract men.
Who's looking at men, me or you?
I'm talking about the men
hold
that
on, because I
walk
do
up
want to
to
interject
y'all.
too, because you're saying that they're not rare.
finish.
But I'm sorry, you're right.
But
You do got to
they
finish.
are.
But when we're talking about, you're talking about a certain caliber of dude too.
And I'm not with
that
the
makes it
fearmonger.
more rare though.
No, listen what I'm telling you. I'm telling you that I be looking for niggas. You don't.
Why you saying it like this?
Hey, I'm the one that's on this end, so you guys don't understand it
Like,
from our perspective.
What I'm saying
from
is,
our,
I
from
be
our
getting
view.
real blown away with niggas be telling me how many, like, what kind of niggas is dating. Like, do you think your homeboy is the same person to you as he is to his woman? He is not. Listen to me closely.
But I do know when we talking about guys that make six figures, blah blah blah. It's like a sub 20%.
Sure, but I'm also part of that 20%.
But even if you're a part of it, that actually makes it harder for you.
So yes, it does. So
I'm about to say yeah. So don't talk like I don't know. I know.
So here we are, and it's going to depend on what room you're in, right?
Yes.
Sure. But even in whatever room you're in, there is not a shortage of person who is matched up with you. Let's say it that way. There, if you are realistic about what is really important to you, and what you can provide, not just receive, there's not a real shortage. And men who feel inadequate in themselves have decided it's easier to scare women into believing they're going to be alone forever, so they will settle.
I think
for
there's
them.
a two truths going on here.
Yeah, because I was about to say because when you talk red pill content, they're talking about the successful men, the men that women
I'm talking
actually.
about men in general.
Yeah, but okay, yeah, but we all know that most women are not picking guys 1-to-1. If there's 10 men in a room, that guy, all 10 don't get a woman. That's not realistic. Realistically, there might be 2 or 3 that all the women want.
Okay.
So that makes those 3 rare.
It's about
instantly.
Okay.
And
So that's a fact. So when we're talking the real niggas y'all really want, not Joe Smo that make 45K, you wouldn't talk to him.
Depends on.
No. I'm talking to her.
ain't no
She wouldn't talk to him.
Ain't no
Even if he checked it, he don't qualify.
Yeah, you didn't
Exactly. So no, in those spaces, when you're talking, most of those guys that the guys that are their listeners, they might not be in that ilk.
So I'm not talking about. So I said red pill, and that's why you're scamming.
Yeah, that's why I'm okay.
I think in general, a lot of men listen to that content, be it on purpose or by way of clip, and there is an air of that among. And I don't know that I dislike that. I don't know that I dislike men being uplifted and being told to value themselves the same way women value themselves. Because I think a lot of the issues that men have is a lack of self-value that manifests itself in different ways. So I want there to be balance in that. But I think a lot of it is men, you don't know you having a big feeling. And instead of
I liked big feeling, and now I'm starting to feel like it's a sassy,
it can
spicy.
be, but it also
now I don't like it.
They always come first.
Now everything. No, don't call my feelings big no more.
That's what you're working on.
That's what my whole
saying,
I know, I'm
based
working
on
on
what
it.
you're saying, it's almost like from what I'm getting is like some men are using it as an excuse to
using it
to settle for less.
for
They're using it as a
manipulation instead of
weapon.
actually applying to better themselves. They're using it as a manipulation tactic when
you
they're
to
talking
come
to
down to
women.
where
They're
I'm
like,
at.
"Oh, you better pick me because there ain't that many
But see,
good
like
men
like
that you ain't gonna find that."
Like what
so
he just said, it's a man who checks all your boxes but make 45K. There's a nigga check all my boxes and check the money box.
Yeah, I agree, but
that's your priority. That's your priority.
But the whole point of most of the red pill.
But that
We gotta talk about
but that 45.
Yes, thank you. But they do gotta stop lying about it.
Let me ask the men. Is it okay that all these like these men making 45, 55.
No,
Is that
but
okay?
That's the average.
40, but
no,
the
no, 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 no. Is
If
that,
a guy makes 45
Okay,
and he knows how to
okay,
handle
but no, no, no.
hate
Are
that-
we ever gonna?
hate
If we're
that
ever
box.
gonna,
I hate it.
I'm talking about in the black. I'm talking about in the black community.
Y'all do know the average black woman
45K,
makes less than
I
that, right?
agree. There's nothing wrong with y'all wanting to
Go ahead, continue.
You're
You're
talking about
yes or no question.
Yeah, I'm not talking about because women are not supposed to compete with their money, so that's just is out of the question. I'm saying
I agree.
Fuck
these
that.
men.
I think we should
no,
start. I think we should start letting.
listen to what I'm saying. Like,
I think we should start doing that.
Let's talk about this.
If she don't make a certain
Hold on,
amount.
let me get her.
That sure black men are okay with just $45.
No, I don't think so.
Okay,
but
so
when y'all don't listen to the
I'm trying
red
to
pill
say,
content,
I
they
do.
tell those dudes to get no. When Kevin Samuel said you make 40K,
I do. I was
get
a
your ass
faithful
up and go.
listener.
Get up and go do
I was
something.
a faithful listener.
Most of those places say, "Yo, bro, you can't even expect to get that girl you want making that."
If you let me finish,
I
My
would
fault.
really like for you guys to be a little bit more gentlemanly and let her finish what she's trying to say.
I'm trying to make a point so I can support this conversation.
All the time.
So what she's saying is, instead of these men going out there and doubling up their money, going to the gym like y'all talk about, leveling up their life like Kevin Samuels was saying, they're just using this as a manipulative tactic to stay that complacent, that 99%, not that 1%. This is why it's only 1%, because those men don't do that work. They just rather put it on the women. You should just come down here. I'm not gonna come up there. I'm gonna come down here and be happy with what I'm complacent with, and I'm gonna use this as a manipulative tactic for you to feel shameful, and you should come down here. Now, and I'm not talking about these women that's delusional. I'm talking about the decent women who are wives already. They're trying to manipulate them. That look, time is running out. You better be okay with this 45,000 instead of them saying, no, let me be the best version of myself, multiply my money and go to the gym and maybe build my character, maybe heal from family trauma. They're not doing that.
And that could be true though. And I'm gonna start by saying I don't agree with the manipulation tactics. I don't agree with that.
Agreed.
But there also can be men out there that are speaking the truth as to that these men are rare and you are getting a little old. That still can be true. Right. And with that being said, it's like I lost my thought.
But also, just really quick, because I with what you're saying with me specifically, but I also kind of don't like I don't like a lot of the discourse around men who may not be high earners.
But I'm not.
I get your point. I'm not disputing. I'm just adding on to. I'm not disagreeing with you at all. Because yes, for me, if you would like to come here specifically, I hate to break it to you.
We all can't be high earners.
That's exactly
that's what I was gonna say.
There's so much money out there.
No.
But it's still society. Everybody, we can't all get to the big bag.
I don't disagree.
Not all, but a lot of us can.
And it's just not about the money that a dude is making. That's what I was gonna say. I think we're speaking to y'all because y'all get caught up on that number, and it's not worth what you're risking. Say you want a family, you're just so caught up on, most men make 45, and you're risking your family's future or your livelihood as far as that quality of life is
My
concerned.
beef be the girl be like, he only make 45 when she make 50, and she be trying to talk shit to him. That shit weird to me.
And it's just that bar, that list item is
that's disturbing.
There's so much depth to that because a man can make 45
combine and maybe do more in life.
But a man could be making 45 and just be managing his money like a freaking genius.
Thank you.
That's why I said depends.
It don't. But I just think that I don't like the idea of equating a man's worth to
Thank you.
I agree. We agree.
So,
it is a proxy.
Right. So again, because there are things that are more, it's a qualifying game, right? Because one, every nigga with money is not a good person.
Thank you.
I'm not. Yeah. I am not dating anyone because
they
have money, right? There's simply like you had to get through the gate. Right.
It's like looks.
And to get through the gate, there's some stuff you had to meet. Now, are you a shite person?
Right. That's another gate.
That's another gate. You know what I'm saying?
Several gates.
But the big gate got some stuff you.
Some women only have two of them joints.
I do, and y'all got me coming to the aid of red pill content. God damn it.
I hear what y'all saying, and I think that some niggas also use that understanding as a tool to be lazy and as permission to be unambitious and as permission to not try and think that they should still have these things.
Slave mentality.
I hear that, but also I understand there are especially, and let me just talk to young people. If you are 25 and you want to date a man who's 26, 27, he is not a millionaire. Let it go.
You know,
that's
but
how they think,
let
though.
it go.
That's how they think.
In
though.
my big age of 35, about to be 36, I would say, if you're 25, bro, shut up, Chris.
Get you some money. But at the same time, you're not gonna be there yet.
We understand that and know that. Whereas women, okay, when she's 25 and she's talking to the 35-year-old, it's cool then.
No, it's not.
No, but we just talk. We're not saying how you
general.
feel. We talking about general. The generality is it is cool. That's what most young women are doing.
That nigga is sick.
Yeah.
That's
why you get along with 25-year-old? I hate 25.
It doesn't mean you're getting along with her. It means it's easier for you to maneuver with her. She makes it easier for you to do what you want to do.
Yeah.
But what happens is when those same women hit 35, now you the nasty nigga that was talking to me when I was 25. That's not cool. You got a double standard because now that's why the post-wall talk happens. That's why these men are feeling emboldened to say those things because they know. The wall is when you be 35, 36, and you might not have the same looks you had when you was in your 20s. You might not get same access to the same dudes. A lot of these women are out here smashing the dude that she was like, he had big money, but he didn't wife you. He didn't stay with you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna present a different viewpoint on that point because I like that point that you're saying. You're basically saying women date older men when they're younger, and then they look back when they're older and say that man's the creep. But maybe they got a bird's eye view of that man that they were dating, the older man. They're not with him anymore. So maybe he was a creep because the older man that they dated when they were younger, he turned out not to be of a certain integrity. So now they're looking back in hindsight and saying, oh, that man's a cornball because I know from experience.
But when you was 24, 25 and talking to him, was you worried about his integrity or you was trying to get on the boat?
But you got to get in there to see.
Or was you trying to get on the boat, Chris?
No, but
you got to get in. You
didn't care nothing about his integrity. You wanted to shake your ass with your friends on the boat for free. And I can't get on the boat for free.
Hold on.
I got to pay for the boat.
Maybe they found out that night that his integrity won't like that.
It got to be my catamaran that we own.
No, real quick.
Anyway, yeah, go look. Catamaran is a type of yacht.
They know that.
They might not.
Kadeem, do you believe that you are smarter than a 25-year-old?
Do I believe I'm smarter
Yes
than
or
a
no?
25-year-old? Of course.
Do you feel that you have more emotional and actual intelligence than a 25-year-old?
Yeah.
Do you believe that you make better decisions about life than a 25-year-old?
I would hope so.
Do you know that there's a biological reason for that?
Sure.
Brain don't mature to 25.
Till 27.
Oh, that's damn. They keep moving that number.
27. At 20,
gonna be 30.
At 25, at 25, you are actually going through your third puberty.
Y'all are moving the goalpost though.
Can I ask
I'm not moving the goalpost. I'm trying to support. But Kadeem, listen. I am showing you where it is because this may be, and I hold the same standard for women. I think Bernice Burgos is a weirdo. So let me just make that very plain. I think Larsa Pippen is sick. I think Bernice Burgos is sick.
Okay.
Just because you look young don't mean you need to be dating.
So when I meet a 35-year-old man who has lived 35 years of life and is in a certain place in life, especially when they're in a certain place in life, not when they're a bum, especially when they're successful, and every woman around you is 23 to 27, you're doing it on purpose or you sick.
What if ease is what we want though?
Yes.
It's fine. Then you have to admit that you're being a predator. You're doing it because
No, that's predatorial.
Oh my
You're doing
God,
it because
bro,
it's
no,
easy.
man.
No,
it's not.
No, listen.
Normally they look. Come on, man. Let's be real. They at 27, she's more attractive to you.
Okay, but
maybe the girl that's at 35 with you, she don't want.
Ease can be attractive.
Come on, man.
Ease can be attractive.
Well, I'm saying physically, Chris. You could be.
I get what you're saying, but it's still predatorial.
It's not.
It is.
I don't think
it is.
It's not.
It's about a man being able to.
Oh my God.
I guess.
Can I ask y'all a question?
Customize her, mold her.
Can I ask y'all a question?
It's funny. I'm not rolling because most of them, all of y'all have dealt with the older nigga when y'all was that age.
No, I did not.
Okay,
I did.
I did not.
I
And
don't
I'm
like
not
talking in this anecdotal space, y'all. Not me. I didn't do it, but y'all know most women do. When you're in the club, the nigga that owned the club ain't my age at 21. He's not 21. The dudes that y'all call to get in the club for free, they don't be art. You're saying
none of my surroundings did that.
When I was 17, my boyfriend was 25.
Come on, man. Was he a creep?
Yes.
All right.
Okay, can I ask you?
Did you think that then?
I was 17.
All right.
Okay, I don't want to.
But that still doesn't change the fact
I
that
don't
it's
either.
predatorial.
Okay, no, hold on. Let's expand. Let's expand.
Because you said 35 and 25. That's not a huge
Why was he a
gap.
creep?
And as you age, it matters even less. If he's 55 and his wife is 45, nobody gives a fuck. But it's only giving a fuck because it's 35 and 25.
Yes.
I don't think that's predatory.
I think.
Why was he a creep?
He wants her because she
probably is on his intellectual level.
Why was he a creep?
I wasn't on his
Why was he a creep?
Because he was dating someone on purpose who was easier to manipulate and do what he needed to do.
Or do you say that just because of the outcome of the situation? Do you think he went into it saying I can manipulate this person?
Yes. Because, and let's say that he didn't. I have to wonder why at 25 you felt
amongst other 25 women.
You
25-year-old women.
What did the 25-year-olds know that I didn't know? Why did you feel kindred spirit with me?
Y'all probably more sexually.
And again, I get that 25-year-olds are adults, so I get why that the predator word is sending off red flares, right? So I don't think it's the other P word that I don't like saying out loud.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's that. I don't think it's illegal. I don't think that you should be stoned. I don't think none of that. But I think it's interesting because we can all agree that 25-year-olds are cosplaying as adults.
Can I ask you? Okay, I have a real life experience.
I was
faking it.
I was a real adult at 25.
No, you weren't.
I wasn't the same adult, but I was adulting at 25.
You were cosplay.
I've been at 25. I had already been working for a decade.
Let me
I
ask
was,
you
I was
guys,
definitely adulting.
when your daughter is 22, she meets a 35-year-old and say, "I'm going to marry this
They
man."
gonna say yes.
What do you think that it's going to be okay?
It's gonna bring up a red flag. For me.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Because
It's just,
why?
but just because it's a red flag doesn't mean there's
No,
things
but
that
why
are,
is it a red flag? Why?
because of the age gap. So I'm gonna want to meet the guy. I'm gonna want to talk to him. I'm gonna want to see what's going on. I'm gonna want to see how long they known each other.
make
I just
sure
want to ask y'all
it's
a
not
question
Fun
because
fact, just to make your point, when I was 19, a nigga who was almost 30 wanted to date me, and I had enough sense then bring a nigga home first. He stopped calling me then.
yeah, see that's
Do you see what I'm saying? So most of these niggas do know. They do know. And they are doing it because there are love stories that happen.
I hear
the
y'all,
exceptions.
but y'all
The
also are not.
exceptions.
Y'all are not
What if
even
you just didn't
addressing
like
the fact that
confrontation?
most of the time at 25, the women your age are not talking to you because they are talking to the 30-something-year-old dudes.
I'm agreeing that's an issue though.
But it's not predatory when they're doing it.
No, hold on.
Because he's got money. Because he can get me on the
hold
boat.
on,
Because he
hold
can fly me out.
No, it's
Hold
just
on,
like
Dean.
a
Hold on, Dean.
child.
Let me ask you a question. Okay, we said that
Power dynamic.
I am of the mindset that men are the head, right? And we're supposed to lead in these spaces. And women are not. They're not. They're more emotionally dictated. So who's to say when they're younger, they're not as emotionally intelligent to maneuver through this older guy's tactics of pulling them. So they're a little easier to pull. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like who's wrong first.
I don't
You
think
can
there
say
is a
that
right or wrong. If
I
that's
can
your
say that
preference.
Kennedy. I can say that.
Okay, if I'm the man and I have to lead a family,
that's what-
or I have to do this, I'm gonna
Make it
pick
real
someone
muddy.
who's
Don't do that.
But if
easy
we're,
to lead. Like, come on.
but if we're I said this last
It makes
episode. If
sense,
we're the
but I get
head,
it.
we have to take a brunt more of accountability. That's just the price of being said head. So if a man is 35 and he's dipping low like that, then he has to hold that. It can't be on the 17-year-old that is being so-called pursued by the 35-year-old man.
Let's take it.
It's not on the girl
Let's take
because
it
she
off
doesn't
me.
know.
Because I'm talking about proverbial children.
Right.
You know, people get over their 30s and call everybody who's 20.
I don't, but go ahead.
We know you
Auntie.
don't. Period.
Everybody a child now.
Right, everyone's 12. But there are certain things that you're 24, 25, 26. You just don't have the life experience. And it's hard because, are you an adult? Yeah, I'm joking when I say you're cosplaying, right? A lot of people that age, especially now, are doing better than we were at that age, are living lives, being adults. But biology is just that.
Mm-hmm.
Your brain has not finished the place that makes decisions.
Okay.
Like, I'm not making that up.
But-
so when I say that someone who's in their 30s, mid to late 30s, is talking to someone in their early to mid 20s, it's weird because no matter whether you want it to be that word or not, it's odd because of the power dynamic that's created, because you are technically the person with more power, more experience, more life experience, more access. All of that plays into the fact of the decision making is altered.
And her attraction to you.
I want to take this.
Sure,
I
but
want
you
to take
have
this
to take
conversation somewhere
responsibility
so
as the
bad.
And her and she's coming with a nice
I
youthful
am.
body that he's
I want
attracted to.
No, not the small people. I don't know. I don't want to derail it so bad, but I think we put too much into like the 17-year-old or the 18-year-old gets to do a lot of things. They get to make a lot of decisions. So when it comes to the romantic life, that's where we draw the line.
They can't do that either.
No, what are you talking about?
So, but we have to stand on that.
Okay,
Though.
but I feel like with that, like
God,
parents, I think parents should they relinquish a little bit, but they still need to be guiding you in not being
he's going much more
susceptible.
left than where you
You know
going,
what I'm saying?
I'm
Not
not
being
gonna say it.
susceptible, because I mean, it's a difference if somebody is out pursuing someone young versus you fell in love with somebody that was young, so have to be young.
That's a hard
No, the reason why
line
I'm
to
saying that, so like, because there are exceptions. So there could be a 35-year-old man who meets a 25-year-old woman. Let's say they maybe work for the same company, and she's a mature young lady, and she, you know what I'm saying, and she carries herself a certain way, and maybe he never would have dated somebody young, but he fell in love with her because there was an exception. Versus saying, nah, I need something young because of what she looked like. I'm like, what? So what's the difference? So if the legal age was 15, would you have been like, well, I need somebody 15 because that's legal, and she got a body that's mature? Well, it has to be a line.
There's a codependency there.
That's why they changed it.
Because
right?
Who's to say that the 17-year-old or the 35-year-old man that's seeking the 17-year-old is easy to manipulate as the 17-year-old? It's just a different manipulation. Sure. Like that 17-year-old has the look or that he likes or that young tight and whatever. So she can make that man go. She can make
17.
She can make 18. Okay,
please make it 10 years for 25.
Okay, 21. That 21-year-old woman and that 35-year-old man. The 21-year-old woman can manipulate that man and go shopping and spending his whole paycheck because he's led by his dick.
But wait, is he always being manipulated or is he paying the price it costs?
He's paying the price. He knows the game he's playing.
Too.
Yes. Right. They're both making these choices that they want to make.
There's a power dynamic there.
There's always going to be some type of
at the time, don't you? As a woman, isn't that kind of desirable?
But you don't know.
It's not. If that
no, because we're always looking for a leader, right? So that's why you're young and you go for the older dude, whatever he wants you.
Name me a 21-year-old who actually knows what leading means.
That's different,
right?
Bro, but
it's daddy leading and it's a husband leading. That's different.
That's what I'm saying.
That's a good point.
It's a difference between daddy leading.
I ain't gonna hold y'all. I don't like this conversation.
So they have a convoluted.
Because I'm 27.
How old are the city girls?
Just outside of this age.
No, hold on, time out. How old are the city girls? These are y'all. These are the leaders in this space. They talking about the same. I'm trying to get on this boat. This is what these girls want.
That's the problem.
Okay,
I agree it's a problem, but come on, man. Let's not sit here and act like, oh man, he's manipulating her. No, bro. He said, hey, we're going to get on the boat, and 10 of them come get on the boat. That's not on me, bro.
What you're saying, that lets you know these men who saying, yeah, I'm gonna get me a younger girl. Yeah, they're getting you for your retirement check. They don't want to be your wife.
They don't want to wife them girls. They don't get wife.
But that's what they're saying. I could go get a young, submissive young girl and marry. No, they're going to get your check and they're going to go about their business. They're going to fall in love with a guy their age. They're going to be with somebody their age.
They're not going to end up with somebody their age. Have to. Not until they hit the wall. They're going to go through their whole 20s talking about all the stories where dudes had them on boats and was buying them bags and they was in the.
She's saying that men are going to, because what happens is people my age are being threatened with 25-year-olds.
What you mean? That is
competing with the 25-year-old.
She's saying people think that my competition is 20. I don't care what nigga, if you fuck a 25, no, it's not, because there's not a nigga in the world who would fuck a 25-year-old and be in my house.
Okay.
What's wrong with a 25-year-old? Why we keep raising this age?
No. I'm not saying it's illegal. I'm not saying
but I'm saying what's wrong with me?
Because if your mentality is comfortable
is that you want that
with a 25-year-old
woman in that space.
What's wrong with a 25-year-old? There's a lot of no, because we're not gonna do that. There's a lot of there's a lot of 25-year-old women that are much more mature than a lot of 40-year-old women.
I was mature when I was young. So, but
exactly.
No. But I didn't want an older man. And if I did, I would only want him for his money.
We're not speaking about what your baseline. We're speaking about the man who's with a 25-year-old. Who's to say that 25-year-old ain't doing much better than there's a lot of 40-year-old women who are down bad and stupid.
I know.
I'm talking about me, darling.
I know, but I'm saying but you can't sit here and judge that man because she's 25.
I can.
Okay, so when anyone is dating someone out of spite of, it's always bad. I'm talking about in spite of race, in spite of gender, in spite of age. It's always going to end bad. When it's genuine, it's not in spite of, it's going to work out. So that's just it right there alone. Like you going out, well, I done dealt with this, or I've even heard some guys was like, well, I've dealt with these women in this area. I got to move to this area. Yeah. The problem is you. The problem is you. The problem is you. And that's it. Kind of like what we talk about this podcast a lot. It's just a lack of accountability. And these separate subjects is about men and women who don't have accountability and they make the choices in spite of, and you're always going to get burned. If you are a woman who don't go to the gym and feel like I love myself, well, the consequences, you're going to be by yourself when you really want somebody. If you're a man who are not emotionally stable to keep a relationship and have a stable relationship, and you're like, oh, it's the women in my age group, let me go to something younger, it's still going to backfire. That girl is going to use you for your check because you're doing it for the wrong reason. It's disingenuous. So you're not going to see clearly. You're not seeing clearly.
So you're saying it's a surface level change. That's what you're saying.
Yes, you're not. They're not taking accountability and realize why is it you just so happen to fall in love with a woman that's attractive? Because it could be there's some y'all know some women that from older to younger. Some men who don't want to have children and they are just looking visually, right? There's some women that are in their 40s, 30s, and 20s that are equally as beautiful, but they'll say, I'm dating a younger woman in spite of this because all of something's wrong with you. You just can't get nobody in your age group or in your gender or in your race. You don't have the skills to get that, and just say that. But don't sit up here and be like, well, it's the women in this group or it's the no.
I've asked this on the pod a few times though. Y'all be wanting a nigga to throw his life away. Like, what if I dated 20 chicks this 30 and plus, and I'm experiencing the same thing over and over and over and over again?
Then that's something you need to ask yourself.
I agree. You have to look inward. And what if I just get as healed as I possibly can? And there's still the field. That's still the field as 35. These 35-year-old women. What if that's still the field? And I'm just like, y'all just want a nigga just to keep going through purgatory?
It's the same inverse for a woman. If a woman does the same thing and she still runs into these men that are like that, it's the same question. That's what I'm saying. Like, so it's one of those things.
It's a double-edged sword though, V, because the field is getting very polluted.
Real bad.
It don't matter how healed you are. There's still a lot of people that are heavily conditioned, heavily programmed, and they not learning, they not growing like we are. We're becoming the minority. So it's like you're putting yourself against the odds.
That's
too.
why people should be grateful when you find someone and y'all both are sane people who are willing to work. Keep it.
Yeah.
Make it work. Because it ain't nothing but lemon pepper wings and Casamigos out here. And
damn, V, that was very specific.
I ain't gonna hold you.
I like lemon pepper wings.
As a single person, stop telling me that. Because I need to be somebody's second wife.
I'm a single
so
woman.
I need you to stop telling me.
I like lemon pepper wings.
No, I'm not saying that.
But
Come to death row.
Come to death row. Stupid.
Yo, don't.
That bitch ain't doing right.
But
come to death row. We got homemade cinnamon rolls.
No, I'm just saying, if you find someone, you gotta be grateful.
But,
like, don't be like, well, let me see if something else. No, you found something.
No,
you know you found something. Make it work.
There's also pros to being single right now too. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with it. But
there's nothing. There's pros and
It's
cons to
dating
both.
until you get old and dusty. That's the whole premise of
Because we definitely didn't talk about this clip.
But that's where it goes, right? So it's cool to be
And this
single.
is our
It's
last
fun
topic.
being single. It's great because you get to do whatever the
I'm
fuck
sorry,
you want to
bro.
do and everything like that. But when you do get old, most people want the companionship. It's not just about I'm gonna die and nobody's gonna be there. It's more about as I was aging, I had someone to do it with as my body breaks down or as I get sick or whatever. Someone's there for me mentally as well.
That's foresight.
Been there already.
That's foresight. And a lot of some men nowadays
not just who's
lack
gonna
that.
wipe my ass. No.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I think a lot of that also just speaks to, and I'm someone who believes that men have very strong friendships, or at least the men that I know all have very strong friendships. But even just the way that we treat friendship, right? Like a single woman, there's a higher chance she won't suffer from that because she'll have her lifelong girlfriends. And I think that we are also allowed to be more intimate with our friends than men are.
You wiping your friend's ass?
If I needed to, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ask a girl who's had surgery who took care for her.
Yeah.
A nigga or
I'm just
a girl.
asking. I'm just checking.
But I think that we're allowed to find that companionship with women, and it's okay. And
Well, where the fuck that? Because I ain't got no damn friends like that.
oh, that's crazy.
Damn.
But for
I don't got
me,
no friends.
I
got a
don't
roommate. She
have
stuck
that.
with me, though.
I think it's part of what being single is so okay for me right now. Like I go on dates, I hang out with guys, of course, but I have a really great group of friends.
Yeah.
Right.
Who, if I want to go to Ibiza tomorrow,
Yeah.
we're gonna go to Ibiza tomorrow.
Right.
If I need to call and cry and break down, I can do that, right?
Men don't
And I
have
think
that.
that men
That
are
ain't
getting
true.
closer to that. I think that there are some men who do it, but they aren't given the space to do it out loud, right? So, and if they are doing it, it's still in this very tough way where, like you said, you wipe a girlfriend's ass. He's not wiping a nigga ass. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying?
Amen. Hold your balls,
And I agree. I think brotherhoods are key. Brotherhoods are pivotal to our health.
Yeah, we're
That's
just
what
not
we
wiping each other's asses.
But I don't
that's
know.
what we draw the line.
Yeah, I'm not wiping Kadeem ass. I might
innocence.
motivate him through the door.
Like, get up, man. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. You got it.
He's like, I physically can't do it. I have arthritis. No, you got it.
You got it.
You can do it.
You got it. Yeah,
But I'm talking about the companionship and the intimacy, right? Like,
no, me
So you're
and
getting that's
me and
met
Chris
by
get real
your
intimate. Pause.
circle.
yeah,
That's a big
but I don't
pause.
think that's.
No, I'm saying me and him have real conversation
We
about
do
real life
talk.
shit
But
on
that's
some deep,
y'all
like a
are
deep
rare.
level.
That's
You know?
just becoming.
Me and Willie, like, I don't know. I
I'm
got.
saying y'all.
You have a very
Your
good
friend
friend.
is rare. I have no friends.
You know,
Yeah.
we're talking about the
Like,
men
I'm
out
telling
there.
you.
outside
But
of
even the
it.
men who have great friends, I think it's just becoming okay for them to talk about that being a thing that they do. Where they
Yeah.
can tell other because
Yeah.
young niggas look at older men in their relationship and think it's all talking about bitches and getting a haircut. They don't
See, when I was growing up, that's what it was.
And they don't
But
realize
when
your
I met
uncle was-
Willie, what, 15 years ago or something? That's how we bonded. Talking like that.
What I'm saying is that part is rare. But for the most part, what you see you don't see your uncle calling his barber crying because your auntie left him one time. You don't see, bruv, I'm going fucking through it. They don't show you the parts of men bonding that way, because men do.
Men tend to go in a cave.
Or even if you do bond that way, there may be a stigma or shame around it, so you don't say it out loud. Every woman with a strong group of friends will tell you, my girlfriends have kept me alive sometimes. I wanted to get the fuck up out of here, and my girlfriends are the reason you're looking at me.
It's a balance.
You see
It's just it always comes back to balance.
I love my bros. I'm just not wiping your ass.
But I think that's all. The whole growing alone.
I'll buy you some diapers, man.
You guys you guys are learning to have that now. I think for women, they might be quote unquote less afraid of that. A woman who isn't married to the idea of children or marriage, it ain't scary to grow old alone, because we're not.
But too much of anything is bad. Too much of anything is bad.
Absolutely.
Men are more so on the side of getting to better brotherhoods, and y'all more so are realizing that y'all just can't live with y'all friends for the rest of y'all life. Yeah. And some of the times y'all friends go get relationships, and then y'all like, damn, like the fuck. That's when y'all really feel it. And I feel like that's something to that too. I feel like a lot of times some of the girls in them girl groups don't really embrace marriage or embrace what men want until they see their friends do it. And then they're like, oh shit, I'm getting left. I need to get on this train.
Either that or they throw hate on your shit.
Right.
I don't like that nigga.
And young girls, don't hang around a bitch who hate niggas.
Facts.
That's so weird.
That's right.
I used to always be like, that's weird. You don't like niggas? Y'all like men?
That's not me being a pick. Whatever your preference is. If someone hates dating, wherever you go, there you are. Is you and that bitch,
I love that quote.
Like,
we had a lot other things on the board. I'm gonna leave some.
That's the docket for we got Mr. Make It Happen coming next week.
Yeah, Mr. Make It Happen is coming through next week with the squad.
I feel like I derailed everything.
Who's Mr. Make It Happen?
Mr. Make It Happen is my bro Matt. He is the reason why I am the chef that I am today.
Okay.
I will give him a lot of props on that. I'm nice.
That's crazy.
I'm nice. And you didn't want to, and you was like, now spin your bars. She my ghostwriter. Get the fuck
all my bars in this podcast. I'd be like, hey yo, I told that nigga.
Not your pen.
Lying
it's not your pen.
Like, I'm the Quentin Miller, so this nigga's
yes, Nikki. Yes, I'll write my shit. I'll write my shit. This nigga,
Nikki is lying. Don't believe it for a second.
See, that's why he laughs so hard.
No, because that was a good one. I'm the Quentin Miller, this nigga Drake. Negative.
I'm gonna leave in the comments every single line that I told us.
You ain't about to have a career after this.
No, see what happened to Quentin Miller.
He out of here.
You getting blackballed from here on out.
You're out of here, buddy.
I'm about to do grams of snow.
Nigga, again. No more grams of snow, motherfucker.
Hey, we do miss grams of snow. Dang, that was a good clip, man. I don't know. We hashed out our own conversation around it. Men should be concerned of dying alone. You don't want to die alone, bro.
Cultivate good relationships, bro, and stop using your money to get pussy, bro. Actually get into. There's a difference between pulling a woman and actually having a woman. Y'all ain't never really had a woman.
No, we're not doing that.
Do it, Kadeem.
We're not doing that. No, because there's some women, that's the sport they play and men play it with them.
We're talking about living life.
Those are lower.
That's fine. Let them do what they doing over there. Y'all cool. Yo, everybody's so cool letting the big Jones be the big Jones, but you don't let a man that want to chase the bag and the girls that he knows around, he knows that.
Kadeem,
he's not being bamboozled.
Kadeem, the conversation we're talking about is growing old alone. So he's saying if you don't want to grow old alone,
don't play that game.
And I'm not,
check out the game.
I'm not saying.
We're talking about two different
I'm not saying.
You can play that game and still get you one.
Hold on. I'm not saying they're being bamboozled on the surface. They're not being bamboozled on the surface. They're being bamboozled on the back end. You're not even experiencing a woman in her whole nature and all she could provide. The pussy ain't the only thing that women can provide. And to be honest with you, when you really got a woman, the pussy better. That little surface level I got on the boat, I'm gonna hump you a little bit. That ain't real pussy like that. Bro, I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you, bro.
His feet ain't on the ground. Chris had his legs up like this.
When you really got a woman, that shit is wetter. Period.
Let me tell you something about secure relationships.
Those men haven't experienced that. That's why they don't understand. They think that what they've had is what is the best it's ever gonna be.
You got the level 5 shit. She gave you that level 5 shit.
No, when she loves you, it's different.
A girl who loves you and is comfortable and who knows you ain't out here wilding out will do. It's nasty.
But then there's an evil side to it though, because women are giving their level 10 nastiness for some money. That's how scary it's getting. It's starting to even out. It's starting to even out. It's starting to even out.
Even if you giving up level 8 for the money, it's still you caught a body.
And that's all they want. And I think that's the bamboozle part.
And that really was what I was
no
getting
real
at.
connection.
Because in the 20s, you catching these bodies behind the bag, and then at 30, you want me to be the super, I'm coming in to save you, dude. Ain't nobody
It's
trying to
literally
do
that argument where the celebrities, they drive to fulfill their dreams and then they blow their brains out in the hotel room. It's literally that.
Got dark.
Super
But
dark.
it's
Why have you
literally
made it so
that
dark
because
for
that
me?
stuff isn't
He
fulfilling.
like, turn these lights on.
Those men are angry for a reason. There's a lot of men out there with 300 bodies that aren't happy. Why?
But also, I've heard a lot of that is just the issue with reaching goals and living for a goal versus a why. Because if you're chasing things for instead of a why, once you reach it, you don't know who the fuck you are anymore. It's like, oh well, I've done it.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Who am I now that I've completed this?
Yeah, they put their worth in a destination.
And it wasn't fulfilling.
My uncle was a millionaire and he passed away 2 years ago. And he used to be like, no, he was very ambitious. He was very picky about the women because I got this going on and I need a woman like. As he's doing, you chasing this money. What are you doing it for? For a dick measuring contest? Like, what the biggest flex is saying, I've created some money or wealth or knowledge to pass down. If it's just you and you plan on being you, just make enough money for you to have that sandwich and that one drink and to be in a part. If you want to be alone, because you don't need to chase the money. If you just, I gotta get. It's just an insecure guy who wants to make money just to get vagina. That means you were not that guy.
What you're
We're not gonna call him insecure.
Hold on.
No,
I got
it's different.
you.
But you're not doing that for that reason. Are you?
No, I'm not. But I'm saying men know that, like she said, there's some of it is a qualifier. So I know I need to get to that point because I might want to
qualifier for what?
Because certain type of women want a certain but
it's more,
men. We have to live in. I know what I wants this from me.
Okay, but okay, that's the thing. What they want, they just want multiple women. They don't want a family.
I'm not saying that.
That's what I'm saying. So you're getting money because you know that at one point
because you want bitches.
Your personality wasn't enough.
You want to be able to pick the one you want.
So that means those women. It's something empty about a man with a woman who only wants her for his money. I know that. I know men. Be honest, men want intimacy too, and they don't want to admit that.
Intimacy was on my list of top 5 things.
And they use sex to get it, and that means there's something unhealthy about you, and you always feel that void. Like no matter how much money you get, how many women, much money.
Yeah.
No, but what you're saying, but both of y'all.
No, you're not wrong in what you're saying.
You have
We're
to
talking
find
about
the
two different
balance
type
in
of
between what both of y'all are saying. Yes, you should pursue the bag because that's the means to an end, and your intent should be the things that fulfill you. Yes. So I agree. I'm more on the side of you, V.
No, I'm on her side. I'm just saying. There's guys out here, we know you have to create some type of value to get what you want. Or you're going to be beholden to whatever girl comes your way that you
know what the trick is?
That's what I'm saying.
You know what the trick is?
You should.
Is to connect that pursuit to a purpose to where it doesn't necessarily feel like work. You're being fulfilled by the journey.
Right.
But we also know that if I want to, even if
don't be no bro nigga. That's
and Willie is funny because Willie will be like, I'm always perplexed at the men, the Rays that don't have any of the things I have, but they get the same women I'm getting.
Why are you perplexed by that?
Because
are they getting the same women, the same quality?
If I'm with a girl and she's telling me about Ray that she fucked or had a kid with,
So
especially if you had a kid with.
There's a reason why. Hold on. Because I got a perfect example. It's the Jeff Bezos, what's the name, Leonardo DiCaprio thing.
Okay.
His wife was starstruck by Leonardo DiCaprio. We're just gonna play with the argument.
That was the girlfriend. That wasn't the wife.
Okay. Well, even still,
the wife is with a
Jeff
regular
Bezos got
dude.
way more. Jeff Bezos got way more money than Leonardo DiCaprio.
He got way more money than everybody though.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what says. That's what says. There's something else. There's something else to attraction.
That was the girlfriend. That wasn't the wife.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, if money was the qualifier, she wouldn't be looking at nobody.
Yeah, but money is just in lieu of status, and Leonardo DiCaprio. But either way, men go to
you in the door.
Exactly. You have to be a well-rounded. If I can get in some of these rooms with these celebrities,
got it.
You know what I'm saying? Like if Michael B. Jordan don't have half the money that a lot of these people in the rooms have, but if he was in a room full of billionaires, what do you think their wives would be doing?
Looking at him
like he cool, but he not a billionaire.
Nah, I don't know. I don't know.
Triangle facing the world.
I don't know. I don't know.
No. All right.
Facts. facing the world.
I'm just saying you have to find the balance. You have to be a well-rounded man. You have to cultivate yourself mentally, spiritually, and financially, physically, all that.
I agree with you.
Just don't streamline it. There's a lot of men that just like, oh, I'm just gonna go make money. I'm gonna let my gut go crazy. I'm not gonna maintain myself. I'm not gonna do mental work.
Me and those guys don't align on mental stuff.
Okay. I don't
align with
that's
that.
all. I just want to say you have
always
to
talk
find
about
the
guys being better for themselves, but we all know the average dude at the average salary, they not looking your way. You have to go do more. You can go ahead. I'm trying to end the pod, but go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
No.
This is not going to end it.
Go ahead.
It's gonna make it worse.
I very often, as someone who may have dated a Ray Ray, I very often.
All y'all dated Ray Ray.
Thank you. All of it.
Allegedly.
Y'all all have dated a Ray Ray.
Thank you very much. So
What is the definition of
A Ray Ray.
You dated a Ray Ray.
No, what is it?
I don't know.
Pretty much nothing,
The trash
or maybe
man.
very, very
Or
little.
great
But the
dick.
dick is fire. He's super, super fine.
You let the nigga borrow the car because he
might
laid
get
it
the
down on
sweet
your head.
nothings. He like to bring you stuff that you
Jody.
like that's real cheap.
You seen Baby Boy?
Jody is Ray Ray.
Is
Hell
Ray Ray.
no.
You ain't never
You've had
dated
a
a
Ray
Ray
Ray.
Ray.
No.
Never.
You're
You know
amazing.
V never.
You're perfect.
No,
Never.
believe
but
you.
I haven't.
Your head wrap
not,
leads me
but
to
I
believe
haven't.
it.
You had a Hotep Ray Ray.
No,
They be the worst.
Hotel.
Ray Ray.
They be the worst ones.
the whole. No. Wait a minute.
I had a Hotep
Hold
Ray Ray.
on.
What you
No.
mean?
That's the thing about the Hotep Ray Rays. Because you don't know. They taught you something, so you felt like, oh, I got
What
something.
is that?
He manipulated
What a
you.
Hotep is?
He gave you some
smartest
books.
thing
I get
He
that.
gave you some books.
My life.
He gave you some books. He enlightened you.
She needs y'all
I knew what
to.
my
She needs y'all to explain to her
shepherded
what a
you.
Hotep
Shepherded you.
Ray Ray is.
So a Ray Ray in general is a man who probably should not be talking. He doesn't have a bunch going for himself. He is doing the bare minimum to get by in relationship and life, everything.
But he's super fine.
But let me vouch for the Ray Ray. Because if he doesn't have much and he's still giving you that,
We're not talking about that. That's not Ray Ray.
Ray Ray's a hero.
That's not Ray Ray.
Let the women. Let the women. We don't because we don't know
And how
Ray
many
Ray.
Ray Rays have you dated?
I was about to say we don't know Ray Ray. I don't even know. I don't even hang out with
I'm just
Ray
going off
Ray.
what you said. I'm going off
Go
what you
ahead.
said.
Go ahead.
So Ray Ray is a nigga who ain't got.
He don't got nothing.
He ain't got nothing for real.
But he giving it to you.
But he building. He always got that story about him building.
He got a plan.
Right?
He got many
He
plans.
just waiting for something to get flipped. You know, he gonna start moving work. You know,
Lord,
you was
not
like 23, 24,
Yeah.
and you believed in
definitely
him.
did.
You had
Or even
one.
if you're not black, he always got a job lined up.
We
Oh,
know,
that
V.
lines up.
I said that already.
But I
Yeah, I
think
did.
that
Leave me alone.
I think that a lot of men who I'm finding in the spheres that I now exist in, which are interesting, by the way, it's like fucking eyes wide shut. There is very little grace for having had your Ray Ray phase,
No, we don't got no grace for that.
which is crazy if you acknowledge that all of us has
Crazy.
gone through it.
Yeah, but
And
it's
if you acknowledge that we were all stupid at
And
that
also,
age.
Nope.
you have to acknowledge that Ray Ray did not get the same version of me. I'm not the same person.
it doesn't matter.
That's your ego.
I've
No,
said something
no.
like this on the
It
pod.
is.
I was a
No, it's
lower
not
lower
ego.
state of man back
It's
then.
not ego.
When me at 19,
You know
I was
what's
lower
funny?
state of man.
No.
Oh my God, you were with that guy.
Yeah.
And now you want
Y'all do the same thing when y'all see the ex. You was with her.
But we're joking. We're not really meaning
Yeah,
that.
but you fucked Ray Ray,
No,
and
y'all
some of
not
y'all had
joking when y'all
babies
say
with Ray Ray.
No.
And
And
not you. But then they want us to wine and dine them, but we know Ray Ray was sleeping on their couch, giving them
was
dick,
20
nothing
years
else.
old.
It don't fucking
So
matter.
you done got ran through by Ray Ray.
So
You
wait,
want me
so
to
you
do
want
her?
me to be the creme de la creme.
So wait.
You out of pocket, you out of line.
So question to clear it up.
So now I gotta be red pill.
No.
Because if Ray Ray got it, I'm you barred.
No,
It's a wrap
no,
for you,
question to
fam.
clear it up.
Go ahead.
Is there a statute of limitations?
On Ray Ray?
Yeah. There should
Maybe
be.
if you didn't have a baby with him. If
because
you had a baby with him,
because I can understand.
you disqualified.
I can
Right, you
understand if your
should've
last
learned.
nigga was Ray Ray, your next
okay,
nigga
I'm
can't
rolling
be
now.
this. I get that.
Yeah.
You got to work your way up. I can vision why.
You know what happens though?
But there
Because
has to be
Lydia probably wouldn't tell you the story on your Ray Ray.
And don't let her.
They
don't tell her.
no, but I'm saying the most women will tell you about their Ray Ray.
Oh, I never had a Ray Ray niggas. But
Yeah,
I've been a
but
princess all of my life.
a lot of, especially in our age, they'll tell you when the nigga didn't have
I
shit.
want girls
He was
to
stealing my
stop telling niggas they
car.
were ever treated bad. Let that nigga know that everybody knew what it was when it came to you.
Nah, we know that's not true either because you here.
Yeah, but
You single as fuck.
No, but what
you
I
here.
mean- no,
Let me
but what
tell
I
you
mean
that
is-
I'm not ready to be with nobody, but we can chill when I'm ready to
oh
chill.
my ladies
'Cause-
don't fall for that. Oh God, it's
No, it ain't a fall for. It's the truth. That's how. All right, I'm trying to get out of here. Y'all keep making me pot.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
I told you I don't.
No, because this is a pocket
Yeah, I was gonna
I
make more
used to
points.
live in,
I was
so
gonna
I
make
know
more
this
points. Go
pocket
ahead.
well.
I don't want to do this anymore.
You should do this every
I'm
weekend.
not doing this.
Yeah, Nick,
You're
you gotta
very
come
good.
off it,
You
man.
should come.
You're
gotta
very
come off.
good. I told you.
This is a good conversation.
My nervous system is jacked.
You don't
You
feel
don't
like
think-
triggered today. We didn't really,
I am baby. I don't do all this loud talking.
We ain't even get to all the topics.
You see what I'm saying?
but that's good. No, that's good.
Yeah.
Because some of these don't matter. I
You
had
gotta come back, Nikki. Come back when you feel, when you're refilled and you can, you know what I'm saying?
Talking about him.
You
No,
can
but I
afford
thought his little video was funny.
When he responded,
Where they told him what to say? Yeah, it wasn't my gun. That's not who I am.
just
I was trying to be.
Ja, that's who you are, bro.
You know what's crazy? Isn't his name have like a
Nigga,
T in it,
this
something
nigga-
like that? His name's not even like Jason. Where did the child?
Bro, this nigga had 10 days.
His name's like T.
They're trying to get him back in the NBA because Ja is money.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, that's what I said.
10
I'm
days?
just talking about his name. Why are we calling that baby Ja?
Is that his name?
No, it's like it starts with a T.
I don't care what. I don't
It's
care.
like something.
I don't care.
Because it's good for promotion.
His name is Machine Gun Kelly. That's what his name is.
No, it ain't.
No.
That's what his name
Okay, last. Did y'all want to talk about the something in the water lineup or no?
No, that's not worth it. I'd rather talk about some of these other topics.
Another one.
Good.
You think it's good?
I mean, I'll be on an island. It's my birthday weekend. I'm not
Yeah, it ain't that
Shout
good.
that out. Shout that out.
It ain't
Hold on,
that
hold on.
good.
Is it good? No, it's not good enough for Mr. Green. What you mean?
Yeah, I'd rather be on vacation.
I got a room. I didn't buy a ticket. I might stand from the balcony and watch.
Yeah.
Maybe.
What you should do is what I was gonna do the year after we missed it. No, what I want somebody to do this. Get you a boat on Sunday and dock it and have brunch and watch it that way. You're out of the
from
crowd.
out of the ocean.
That was
You're
one of the
having a
most
great
fire
time.
parts of
Remember
the
that
festival.
next time.
People was on the boats
Get
watching
you a
that
boat, dock it, have brunch. You're out of the way with people just that you like.
Some people
Eat and drink
absolutely
whatever
love
you
the
want.
lineup.
And you can get it for free that
know
way.
some of these people.
What's that back?
shit. We getting old, man.
What was the
I'm
next,
old.
What was the next one?
I knew most of the acts.
I'm gonna let Chris pick one more, and then we're gonna be out of here. Pick one, Chris.
Oh,
One.
dang, that's a lot of pressure. Okay, let's talk. I feel like we got a good group in here. Let's talk about black men repressing positive and negative emotions.
Well,
I'm
we're
passionate
gonna
about
talk
that.
about
That's a
that.
clip. Okay. Last
that
clip.
mean?
I'm sorry, guys. We had a little break, so I don't know how long this one's gonna be.
Very
In pause.
passionate about that actually.
Getting cold in here.
Yo, shut up.
Little nip.
It's a bit nipply.
Big nip.
Is this it?
Big nip.
As black men, we will say we don't feel like we can be on our authentic selves because then we get attacked. So I can't show weakness because I don't want to be a mark. I can't show sadness because I'm supposed to be able to handle everything for everybody else. I can't show a level of anxiety and too much stress because then the people around me are going to get stressed out and then what they going to do. But what's crazy for us is we can't even show good stuff. There are black men in here that know I can't be too happy because this fool gonna think I'm goofy. I can't show that I'm in love because then they gonna think I'm crazy and somebody gonna take me. I can't be overly excited because I gotta act like I've been there before. So when you're suppressing both negative feelings and positive feelings, we have actually said that to be a black man, you gotta be stoic and humanless. And then we get mad when the world treats us inhumanely. And so this is not about us changing the narrative about who black men are. Black men who know black men know that black men are not that. We have to give ourselves permission to be it. As black men.
I already know my take. Y'all go ahead.
Chris, let me
I
say
tell
that.
people all the time that we get so mad at men for how they do things, and then we only allow them to be angry. We let that be the only emotion they express without consequence, and we wonder why it's the only thing they will do. I hate that. Mental health is important, but I hate that if you either want a nigga to be absolutely giddy falling in love over and over with you, or he can be mad. He can't be confused. He can't be concerned. He can't be anxious. He can't even feel insecure in how your relationship, right? Like a nigga coming to most women and being like, hey, yo, I'm feeling kind of weird. Like, can we talk about, you gonna take that as, nigga, what you, like,
That's
nigga being
terrible.
open with you. But if he was yelling and
That's
screaming at you, you
vulnerability.
get right. But him coming to you with an actual feeling, like, yo, I had a really long day today. It was hard. Work
bet they
busting
could
my
communicate
ass.
it.
Work.
I would love
Jesus,
that.
that right there.
Feelings.
I would love
But
that.
like, when a nigga's like, yo, I had a rough day or complaining about something, you think it's, stop complaining, you know, and y'all will tell each other, yo, man up. Nigga, you got this shit, like you was joking about it, but I got arthritis, I can't do it. Figure it out. Nigga, you got fucking arthritis, dog.
Fuck arthritis.
You said, like, I tell people all the time, you should save your sweetness for the men in your life too. They deserve that.
Yeah.
The men in your life deserve your softness. And they deserve spaces to be soft, not just with each other, but with everyone.
Y'all don't understand that we get fuel off of that. It's just simple. Something is just your touch, a hug, or I believe in you. That fuels us. Fills us up
Like the back of
easily.
your head, niggas will
No,
Right.
man.
fall apart.
I don't remember. I told you I got a text message. Said I respect you. I was like,
Yeah, I remember you saying that. That
oh
was
shit.
dope.
Yeah.
We're simple, bro. We
That
don't need
shit
a
hit
lot, but that
different.
stuff hit heavy. If I'll say that my take on this was, with the goofy thing, I felt that because people feel like when I'm like that, I'm too nice, or they take kindness for weakness and all that stuff. People got to understand, you got to be tactful with the sides of you, your emotions, all that stuff, especially
Who you
men.
share 'em with.
You have to be tactful with that stuff. So I will say, men, be tactful with your stuff because we are at war out here. I will say it. I'm sorry. I don't care. The climate is that. Be tactful, but I also say take accountability for the people you have around you.
Who are you talking to?
Right. If you can't be your goofy self in front of these people and without getting hate, then that's the wrong group. I'm sorry.
That's right.
Big facts.
So, and if you can't be vulnerable with this woman because she'll use it against you, wrong woman, fam.
Those are the signs.
Wrong
and they
woman.
ignore
And
it.
not just using it against you, because I hate that too. Because sometimes it's like accountability, but if she's not creating space for it,
Same thing I said about me. Yep.
even if I don't understand it, I need to be able to sit in it. Because I don't think I'd use it against someone, but you need to make it comfortable to do again.
Yeah.
Even if you don't get it, and you can say, "Yo, I don't understand
love
this."
safe space
But I want to make sure that I don't know how to be here for you. Will you tell me how?
Right.
I had to learn how to say that because for me it's about I want to fix it. I need you to know that I love you and I'm perfect for you and I can do this.
Right.
And sometimes like I'm not a man actually, so let me just figure out. Hey, I feel like you need me to be here. I don't know how. Will you tell me?
I think that's the best. That is the best.
Asking someone,
even though we're talking about men,
either
it's
way,
the best.
what do you need from me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It always feels
Yeah.
good. There's never a wrong time to do it.
Yeah.
Like,
And
For a lot of people, that can feel like for me, it feels like I'm not loving you right. Because why don't I know?
because you don't know.
But that feels like a personal.
Y'all,
I hear you, but it
we
feels
was
like a
talking about
personal
Or
kids.
sometimes
we
the
was talking
stuff-
about kids and Sienna and how she doesn't know what she doesn't know.
Yeah.
It's the same thing for us. We just been here longer. That doesn't mean that we've experienced the whole pool.
Or
I
sometimes
always say
it's
that. You have
go
to
ahead, my
learn
fault.
your man. I always say that shit all the time. Of course you don't know. You just started. You're just doing this. You got to figure it out.
But sometimes it don't be just started. You could be 3-4 years in and maybe something changed for you or
People change.
yeah.
Right.
That's why you always
Yeah.
have to date because it's a new person.
Facts.
You're changing. Like it's normal. Most people like you change. That's what's supposed to happen, and you gotta be able to date that person to see all the changes so you can be there to properly support them and they can support you. I think because people don't realize that you don't come in a relationship perfect. It's really good relationship when you can, like we were saying earlier, be vulnerable and be willing to learn and grow and be patient with each other as we grow or learn how to be. Or even it's like, look, I'm not used to being patient, but I want to because I'm choosing you. I want you.
People see commitment as, I'm just committing to everything that this person is. They're committing to everything that this person is not.
Or have to offer.
They don't really think about that part.
Yeah.
They see this person as just everything. Oh, you're my everything. No, you're not. You're something, and I love that something.
You're a part of what I got going on.
You are
Yeah.
also committing to your growth for me.
Yeah.
Right, like if I'm choosing to accept everything you're not, or your places where we may need to, ooh, that's a little sore for me, but I can work with that, you know.
Okay, so
But you also got to commit to saying, while this person, I'm not gonna say he or she, while this person is accepting this part of me that may be less than stellar, I love them and I want them to always have what's closest to stellar about me.
Facts.
So I should be willing to work on it for me, but it benefits them.
Yep.
So
Right,
why
like that's commitment too.
why do men have to repress these feelings? Let me ask y'all. Why do black men have to repress
I don't think they have to.
the gleeful happiness and love?
Yeah,
I think outside-
societal stereotype.
It has
outside
kept
of the
them
house,
safe.
Yeah.
they have to be a certain way.
Inside the house, let's make it plain.
Yeah.
It has kept them
Thank
safe.
you for keeping it
Right,
1,000 in here.
I think
Say from what though?
from everything. I think that when we talk about outside of the house, right? Because home should not be a war zone, but sometimes it is. Right. But when you go outside, even in the best of situations, it's ugly. It's crazy, right? And men are constant. Y'all be walking with your chest out, you know. Niggas be fighting over resources and shit. And y'all was like cavemen. And well, y'all won't cavemen, but that's not the whole conversation. But when we talk about how you present yourselves in an effort to prove in charge, in an effort to prove as a leader, in an effort to bring home the largest bison this week, we have created a society in which you cannot do that collaboratively.
I always say I think a hard shell is connected to a soft core.
Absolutely.
Like we put on this hard shell all the time because we are trying to avoid being exposed or being seen. I think that Jay-Z quote was phenomenal about when he was talking about how we used to walk around with our chest puffed out like you were saying. Or when we do that, what are you looking at? You looking at me?
Yeah.
And he was like, yo, you think I see you? Oh, you think I see you? And I was like, yo, that's super deep because I think that's what we're scared of. We're scared of actually being seen. So we have to put on this facade to protect that our true selves. But I also think it's just you gotta have the confidence that you're not gonna mix with everybody. Like if I walked in this room and I was being me and I got joked or ridiculed for it, that's just not the room for me. And I think that's what we're really scared of. We're scared of bouncing off these different, not being accepted by these different groups. And I think it's also being the connection we have to these groups, because we see certain people and be like, I want to be accepted by them. And we're not ready to deal with maybe the possible rejection of that.
Yeah.
So I guess I've always thought that men deal with more rejection than women in general. And I know that doesn't make it easier. But
we do.
Yeah, so just by proxy of even dating, it's a numbers game.
Yeah.
So are you saying that manifests itself differently in those social spaces? Or is it the same as just now a burnout?
Shoot, on a deeper level, we talked about
Because
submission.
it feels like self-acceptance at that point is what you're talking about?
No, I'm also on a deeper level, what you said about dating. I think we submit more than anything when we're in that space. Like when a man's not in his maturity and he just wants some cat, he's gonna bend. He's gonna bend to certain.
Always use the oldest word for it. Yo,
coon cat.
You've been saying the P word all day, and now it's cat.
When you want some sex,
Vagina.
I think, or some acceptance, I think a vagina is acceptance. That woman is accepting you in the highest manner.
I was about to take it outside of sex and all
Yeah,
that. Men get into social spaces with other men and will fold and contort to fit in.
That's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
Is it different versus dating, right? Because I feel like y'all may be... Everyone rallies around niggas who get rejected, I feel like. And is it different in social... Because I'm not a man. Is it different in social settings? Do you feel more ostracized? Does it hit differently?
That's what feeds gang culture. That's what feeds gang culture.
I was about to say gang culture, yeah, but for me, I've always been like this. So the people that accept me for me, I think I've always been able to identify them, and it hasn't really been something that I'm like, they gonna love me for me or they're not gonna love me, and I'm cool.
That's how we gotta
That's
be.
the leadership
Yeah,
mentality.
But
most
outside of
people,
y'all.
yeah. But I was saying outside of me, I've seen guys try to. They're doing everything to fit in, or
seen that.
they'll let the
It's
dude
so
joke.
bad.
Yeah, it's like
I feel so bad
you be want to
for
pull him to the
people.
side, like bro,
Don't do that.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
And he said joked and ridiculed. Because jokes come with it in every
Jokes is
space,
fun.
right?
Yeah.
Y'all joked me before the pod. We all going back and forth. Ridicule is when you start feeling lesser.
Tearing them down.
Yeah.
But
And
what I'm saying is that different than with women? Because
Like your
like I
experience.
said,
it might
the
be
world
worse.
rallies around.
With
That's what
women?
I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, because even women will rally around dating men who are rejected. Like,
Yeah.
if you ask a girl out, niggas be like, bitch, you have to do all that.
Yeah.
And a girl will say it too.
Facts.
But when you start to feel rejected by other men,
it might be worse, yeah, because that's where you get that incel, and he not getting sex, and he's alone. Now you're really alone.
Yeah.
Like you were saying, you got your girlfriends, and you can be with them.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine not having the core group of male friends I have.
Yeah.
Like when me and Caitlin going back and forth, and she talking about if I had a female friendship, I was like, and you not threatened by my friendship with Willie? Because me and this, we like this.
Yeah.
To me, that I hold those relationships
It's the
in
intimacy.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. It is literally intimacy, and people kind of look past that. So I think the ridicule of it for a guy is it might be worse when you can't fit in with other men.
It feels like it is.
Because there's always like a group of men that'll have you.
And that's why one of my rules
can't
is
find a
for men.
camaraderie.
Yeah,
I
it's
think one of
crazy.
your rules should be that nigga needs to have a solid group of friends.
Yeah, even the nerdy nigga got a group of, and I hate calling people nerd because I'm a nerd too.
But you know what you mean.
yeah, like the dude that if he's in front of his computer, he get on the computer and it's another
got
bunch
nerds
of
on the other
community
side.
for him.
He
Yeah,
has community.
Yeah,
right? So
exactly.
Is that the whole thing about the African proverb about the child who's been ostracized from the community will burn it down to feel its warmth? Like, is that maybe what it is?
And I think to your word tribe, I think we risk missing our tribe when we avoid rejection, because I feel like rejection can be guidance.
Yes,
those two
That's
can
not
be the
your
same
tribe.
thing.
Yep.
So I guess how do we?
You got to
foster
lean
y'all-
into rejection.
How do we foster y'all feeling more comfortable? I guess is my question. Or can women do that?
Just be honest. No, I think you should be
Be
honest.
honest. It's a.
I think that's on us. I think that's on us. I think y'all should be. I think people should just be their honest self. And if I'm not
in
fitting in
totality,
this
yeah.
room,
You're not
then I
supposed
need
to
to
be
be
there.
okay with leaving that room and
Yes.
moving somewhere else.
What I think is we also have to teach our young men, our children, that's okay. Because you might want to be, especially being a young black boy, you might want to go hang out with those dudes. They might not be for you, bro.
How do you teach people to even be accepting? I've noticed even that, right? Like, because black people joke, period. That's our culture.
Yeah.
But a lot of times we'll take it to an extreme, and people like, hey, I don't know you. We don't have the relationship equity for that.
Lack of
But
education.
But I'm accepting. I know, again, for me, there have been times where someone I liked, and I get way too familiar way too soon, and they feel rejected because we don't have the relationship equity for me to behave like this.
I think black people are super accepting though.
I think it's an ignorance
Our
show.
group is like
We are comparatively. I mean, for ourselves. Only we're talking about black people. So,
I'm just
when we're saying that black men aren't feeling these things and they're not feeling safe enough to do this in any space, be it at home or with other men, how can we foster that so you guys can make sure that you are, to create that space, you have to be that space. It can't be as simple as, or maybe I don't know it for men, but I can't imagine it's as simple as saying, learn that everyone won't like you. Okay, then what do I do with people who do? And how do I find
No, how do you receive it? That's what you're saying.
How do I receive it? How do I let someone know?
Because if you got used to the ones that don't, how do I when I do find it?
And it's hard for me to be loving, and it's hard for me to
the
be
communication.
Happy.
So
how can I tell you, yo, you my bro, nigga?
Say it. I think that's our problem too. We beat around the bush with that. It ain't about just beating around the bush with negativity. It's about beating around the bush with positivity. Instead of saying, yo, you look nice today, we'll say, yo, where you going?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's the approach. So I think that it's just that's a confident thing too, because then you scared about how they gonna look at you and all that stuff. It's just like, bro, you just got to be yourself.
Start overthinking things because you're not used to it.
We also like to pretend that confidence is a self thing, and it's not. Confidence is something you build by the way the world responds to who you are. So yeah, sure, it's intrinsic. It's how you feel about yourself.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a weird.
It's connected to faith.
Yeah, it's a weird.
But it is also
combination of both.
How the world reacts to that.
Yeah, it is. That's true.
See, I don't fully agree.
But then
I feel like the world is a convoluted place. I feel like you have to have a certain faith in something that's outer worldly.
Yeah,
like the world is.
But
not,
she's talking about having confidence in this world, though, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, and to do that, you have to have.
You have to be a little bit delusional to know.
I gotta know that.
Know that I'm the shit. I can do this. That's confidence.
Yeah, but there's also somebody that has on the other side of that message been like, yo, he is the shit.
Look,
and
no, but hold on, because I'm gonna bring it to the podcast. Our podcast don't got 1 million subscribers.
Yeah, my shit fire.
But there's something. But that's what I'm saying. Yeah, but there's something. Everybody ain't telling us we fire. But there's something. There's something. But there's something. There's a bigger faith. No, but that's not enough to fill our cup, bro. There's something within you.
I'm not talking about filling your cup. I think you're taking it to an extreme.
I think he's using it as an analogy.
I think the vision that Kadeem has, he has to have a bigger light within him to continue to trust forward. Quit those comments aren't feeding. Those comments aren't driving the car.
You gotta think about these type of people that you're talking about is a personality type. Like, for example, I've always was a loner and to myself. I had people who liked me who wanted to be my friends, but I wasn't always because I got comfortable being alone. But that's my personality type. Mm-hmm. And I think in like when you're talking about wolves, that's like a sigma. A sigma will always be good alone, and it's a level of confidence, just like the alpha. So that means I don't have to have people to be in to follow. And what happens is people will eventually catch up with the sigma, like, oh, they got something because they set apart.
Humans are not meant to live alone.
They're not. I'm not saying they are. What I'm stating is that a sigma knows. Even though they're alone, they stop trying to be apart and they start accepting for who they are, and that they realize that people will catch up later. And they do. That's what innovators are. That's who Tesla was. That's what most people who are famous.
Nikola Tesla had a huge community of people who supported him and poured into him.
Okay, but I'm saying, in his
I'm about to say Chris's analogy is good though. It is because most people would have quit.
And I don't exactly. I'm not disagreeing with that point. Right?
No.
But you're saying how to foster the ones who has a personality type that cannot accept being a loner and doesn't have the strength to do it.
I don't want to use the word strength.
What Nikki is saying is right. People we're interdependent at our core. Mm-hmm. I think even if you're an introvert, a sigma or whatever, you still have, it's just about your meter. I have a meter, bro. Sometimes I like being alone. Sometimes I like being with y'all, chilling, kicking it. But it's just about your meter. I can't just be in the house forever. Right. You know, nobody can do that. You'll end up dead on your couch watching TV, which a lot of people are starting to happen with a lot of people now. But yeah, I was just speaking to what y'all was saying. I think there's just a gauge with certain people have just different gauges where they can go with being alone for longer.
But she posed a good point though. The world does affirm some of that stuff that makes you confident though.
And while I understand the outliers, right? I think there's some people who just intrinsically don't need that. But I think that there are more people, a great many more. Mm-hmm. The majority of people are somewhere like extrovert and ambivert are very extreme things. The way people stop calling themselves.
I really
they're introverts and extroverts. They're actual diagnoses. They're not personality traits.
Yeah.
So when we talk about
for that week that you stayed in the
right,
house.
like you're not an introvert. You're tired.
No, they be.
You're
I'm
not
an
an
introvert. You've been in the house for a
tired.
week.
You're not an introvert.
Relax.
No one likes you.
Yeah.
But when we
No,
talk about,
facts.
but when we talk about like fostering confidence, I think that I would like us to get away from the whole. It's all inside. You just got to be there for you.
No.
That's
No,
not
'cause I agree with
true.
that.
I don't agree with that.
It is has to be reaffirmed by someone else.
Yeah.
Like if you think that you're the prettiest girl in the world, it doesn't matter. If you're not in the world,
Yeah.
the world doesn't agree.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you need to have a baseline foundation rooted in something that can't be moved.
But that even comes from somewhere.
It does. It
'Cause
comes
even
from your tribe, how
when,
you're built.
when I was just thinking like who I think is like the most uber confident person, right? And you think maybe like a Kanye. But when you watch the Kanye doc, his mom sold that into him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So
Treat
some
Sienna now is to make sure that everyone else is just reaffirming what she
what
knows.
I've already gave you the foundation for.
Like
yes.
when we were little, my dad taught me and my cousins, or my parents, when someone would say, "Oh my gosh, she's so pretty," we had to go, "I'm smart too."
Yes, exactly. We don't just want to tell my baby she's pretty.
And
We
she
know
knew
that.
that before you got here.
Right.
Like
Right.
it's like it's thank you. I'm smart too.
Yeah.
Like if you're I want to build a society where when they go outside of it, it is being reaffirmed, not proven to them.
And if you were just told you were pretty, that's what creates shallow people. That's where shallow people come from, just being told they look a certain way instead of being told there are other things too. So now they don't even go further.
And the other things what builds true confidence, to be honest.
You know, and then there are some people that have been told the opposite, and results
yeah.
have showed them that what you're saying is not true. And so I found confidence in the results and not what you're saying.
Right, and they're striving for that result, for that, and
Right.
and it's been proven to them outside.
I think
still.
those are those ones who, with people in them actually being wrong with their assessment, they realize, a lot of people don't know, mass sometimes don't know what they're talking about when they're referring to like what you should be as a certain standard, because they were like, well, these results show something else, so they find confidence in people being wrong and right,
But
making an
it's still
assessment.
outside of
Right.
It doesn't have to be positive affirmation.
No, I'm saying
Yeah.
along with what you're saying, like, because some people don't look at it that way either. Yeah. So it's like, look at the results and look at what works. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you try to find confidence in.
Jesus.
You know. But sorry.
Nah, this has been a long pod. Nah, y'all been bodying
Yeah,
that.
it's almost
y'all,
it's almost
in the
summer.
comments.
Yep.
In the comments, tell them we need 6 to come more. Or Nikki, which one are you on here?
I'm Nikki.
She says she's not 6 no more.
Okay. Are you still 6 on the internet?
Huh?
On the Instagram?
Well, that's my.
She got a bandana in her pocket.
Matter.
What just turned off? That one?
That one.
That one?
Yeah.
Oh no, we lost the wide. That means we gotta go. Make sure I appreciate everybody that watches my podcast. To Chris's point, we've been doing this for a long time, so make sure you keep hitting that like button. Please hit the like button. Please hit the like button. Like my baby just told you, we're out of here.
Podcast, Daddy.